The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, he's a macho savage. You're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. So say it, the macho king.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the You Gandam Giant Kamala. And that's my story.
You say weird words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Spoonever Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the World Damage Taking the Road Warriors. What you gonna do? If you know what's good for you, you're listening to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch, because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. When the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star, way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night, and we're here. Yes, after this long hiatus and the contract dispute and everything, and to try to get us more money and all that stuff, and we were on the writer's strike and all that. We were right on the front lines. It didn't stop. It should have stopped. Now I got to put it back. Hold on, we're on. But my background's not there. Got to get it back. Get it back. Here it is. There we go. Hey. All right. I don't know if my sister even knows we're on. I better send her a text because I don't know. Haven't talked to her because it's been crazy. Let's see. We are on. Boom. She'll say, what's that mean? Even though we're late. Hey, we're fashionably late, though, you know? It's kind of crazy like that.
Better late than never.
Oh, I got to light you up. You're hold on here.
You mean I'm not bright enough?
There you are. Now you will be. There you go.
Oh, I thought I was always bright.
There you go. Look at you. You're really bright now. Yeah. All right. Now we're. Oh darn! My thing went on. I can't get this thing to stay right.
You're having all kinds of difficulties.
Stay. There we go. Now you need to stay. There. Okay. Don't go away. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Oh, I got to give Christine, too. I didn't send it to her either. I'm out of practice.
I see that.
Let's see here. I forget how to. Okay, so that means I got to go to this, and.
Look, see, I was trying to even rush you and make you do it yesterday.
I was going to do, I was trying to get everything done. I could just do it this way. Do it this way, copy, and we'll go over here and find Christine. It's in here somewhere. There she is. Okay, so she has a meeting. She can't do it anyway.
Oh.
I forgot about that. Well, she'll get in if she wants afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. We're on the air. We're live. We're in person.
Happy New Year.
Let's see if I can I lit you up, and then I lit me up a little bit more, and I didn't need to light myself up. So now I look like I'm in an ozone layer or something. Let me look here and see if I can darken my screen now, because now all the color corrections I did aren't working. So I gotta see if I can get me in better so that I don't look so weird. I mean, I look weird anyway, but if I can switch it over to this, I might be, wrong way. Oh, that's the wrong way too. Well, what happened? What did I do?
I don't know.
There. All the color correcting I did nothing. Let's try the color correcting again. I might be able to get me back. Now that you're here. Let's see. Oh, wrong way. That's too much correction. One of these days I'll figure out how this works. Well, I'm supposed to be the talent. I'm not supposed to be the technician.
I was going to say, yeah, where's your IT person?
You got these issues. We got all kinds of issues. They're on strike.
Are they on strike?
Yeah. They're still on strike. Everybody's on strike. Oh. Is anybody in there? Tell us what it sounds like. Is it sounding horrible? I got to get back in the chat room. Back here.
Nobody
there
so far.
Well, it does look kind of horrible down by my arm, but hey, All right, I got all kinds of weird stuff today. I mean, I got a show I'm watching called Breaking the Band.
Okay.
And I watched the last episode. There's 4 seasons. I watched it in 2 days. It's really good. It takes all these bands and goes through their breakups and why they broke up and everything. And everything from like Twisted Sister to Van Halen and Led Zeppelin.
What's that on?
On Peacock Network. It's a really, really good show. Alice Cooper. I mean, I decided I was going to talk about that today.
Okay.
As a beginning, as one of our topics to talk about. I'm going to talk. We got so many deaths to talk about. I found out some more since I did these 6 that I am going to do today.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to do any auditions today because I got so many deaths to talk about.
You said Breaking the Band.
Breaking the Band.
Okay.
Also, if you're interested, there are a couple other shows on Peacock that I thought were really good.
Okay.
One was on let me pull it up because it's really Peacock has so many good programs right now.
Yeah.
Let me give you some other ones that I found. Really, I've been addicted to Peacock lately. There's so many good shows on there right now.
Because I like for me to help fall asleep, I lay there and watch TV.
You will. The other one is what's it called? It's about. It has a topic that you go. They pick a topic and they investigate that topic, and it tells you all the things about that topic. And I'm trying to remember what it was called. They talked about Serpico. The movie Serpico was about a real cop, and they talk about the real cop. And I really found that fascinating to me because I thought it was, too hard to believe. Okay, so I'm watching New Girl, by the way, and I'll tell you why I'm watching New Girl.
Okay.
A friend of mine says, you got to watch New Girl. It's just the opposite of Flocked.
Okay.
It's 1 girl and 3 guys. And I thought, okay, I'll watch it. She kept bugging me to watch it because she's been telling me to watch it for weeks.
Okay.
And I started watching it today. I'm on episode 9. I just had it running while I was writing the show. And it's the first episode gave me the best idea. Now, tell me if you think this is funny, okay? Because I want to take their idea and do a parody of their idea.
Okay.
So the idea is this girl caught her boyfriend cheating on her, so she moves out. And the only place she could find was these three guys. They weren't sure they wanted to rent it to her because she's a girl and they were guys. And, and they were like interviewing her and why did you leave? And, and she goes through the whole thing and she explains why she left. She said she came home. What? What do you want? What do you want? Stop it. She came home and she was like all flirtatious. She came home and she goes, I'm home. And she starts taking her clothes off in the living room and she grabs her pillow because she's self-conscious about it. And she goes, she turns around like she's naked with the pillow in front of her. And he's out and he's in his underwear and he's like looking back like, you know, he's got a girl in the bedroom. And so he's cheating on her. So I thought in my story, I come home all flirtatious and I start taking my clothes off and I put a pillow over me just to make fun of the other show. And and the girl comes out and her boyfriend comes out and we could steal that and that's the parody on it.
Right.
What do you think?
I think it's good.
I think it's good. Pretty weird.
I'm going to start watching it.
See, the thing is, we're going to, we're going to break. All of us have backstories.
Right.
So I'm going to give us each an episode that we tell our backstory.
Okay.
So that'll be in my backstory thing, and also the disco ball killing Ken and will be in there, and all these things. And my wife leaving me at the altar and my girlfriend cheating on me with this other guy.
There you go.
I thought that would be all in my story. And I wrote up, I could read the different things to you, but it's really funny because I really thought about that. And when I saw that episode, I said, we'll do a parody of that. How funny would it be for the guy to cover himself up with a pillow because he's shy, just like that girl is shy, and then boom, you know.
Nice.
Anyway, so the other shows are, let's see, continue watching. This one, The Real Story Of.
Okay.
And it's got 4 seasons. And The Unknown Story is the other one that's good. The Real Story covers things like Serpico and things like that.
And then you said Unknown?
The Unknown Story, the first episode is Lucy and Desi Arnaz. It talks about their life together, how they created Desilu Studios. And Desilu Studios did Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It talks about how they built this dynasty and they ended up buying their own studio for their own and turned it into something big. It was just meant to be for their taping of their product. But they owned all the equipment, and it seemed like a shame to just use it for one time a week.
Right.
So they started renting it out, and they made this big dynasty. Well, then Desi Arnaz and her broke up. She got the studio because he didn't want to do it anyway. He wanted to be out on the road playing music because he was really a musician. Anyway, he ended up leaving, and she had this dynasty. She was actually the most powerful woman in entertainment at that time. So it tells that story, and it tells you stories of all these different TV shows. The Unknown one here, including Cheers.
Okay.
It talks about Gilligan's Island. That was a good one. Oh, that was the first one. Gilligan's Island was the first one. It talks about the first choice for certain people were not the people that made it on the show.
Oh, wow.
They went through, the studios didn't want Gilligan's Island. They thought it was a stupid premise. Well, he goes, well, the premise is that they get stuck on an island and we see how they live on the island. They go, and the studio exec says, that sounds great. What are they going to do for the second week? Well, they're still on the island. No, that's going to be old. You can't do that. You can't. That nobody wanted it, and they kept trying to get them to buy this studio thing. It was really cool. the I Love Lucy talks about how they started from, just being a married couple and how they grew their empire in the
Right.
Desilu Productions. Cheers was interesting because it talks about how they took this idea, this stupid idea of just that one location, the one bar, and they built this society of people that wanted to be around that bar, and it was successful. Three's Company, Star Trek, The Fast and the Furious, Karate Kid, Jurassic Park, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Nightmare on Elm Street. It only has one season, but still, those are good episodes. I sat back and I loved that. I just ate that up. I thought that was really interesting stuff. Then the other one I told you about was the Real Story Of. The Real Story Of, and this one's more news-oriented, but it was still really, really good because the last episode was the Serpico one, and I was
Story of a
my dad
one-man
loved
crusade against
Serpico,
police
and
corruption.
I think Serpico was out then. I think he was alive when it was out. I think it was he loved Serpico. Either he loved Serpico or I loved Serpico. One of us loved Serpico.
Right.
But it was a really good
Frank, it's just a terrific
show,
story.
a good movie. Well, now it just said page cannot be found. Yeah, it didn't like me looking at that. Where'd it go? There we go, Real Story. Okay, so the Real Story covered like things that really did happen and their views on things. For instance, I'm going to go to season 1 was Donnie Brasco. There was a real Donnie Brasco. I didn't know there was a real Donnie Brasco. I thought it was just a movie. Face of an Angel, that was Amanda Knox information, things that happened to Amanda Knox over in France when she was being, and it told the real story and how the government had it wrong over there and they didn't want to admit it, so they started convicting her. Then there was Unbroken. That was a movie about an Olympic star who was captured by the Japanese, and they tortured him real bad when they found out he was an Olympic star. That's a true story, and it talks about the true story, and it talks about they actually interviewed him, and that was really good too. American Sniper, about the sniper Chris Kyle, who was it was a movie about a sniper, and when he came back, he had a hard time readjusting to life, and he ended up helping other vets, and he got killed by another vet because the other vet got wacko and went out and killed him. Talks about the Book of Exodus, that how it could be plausible that the parting of the sea, how they explain how the sea parted for Moses and all that, how it could possibly happen. Talked about all the things in Exodus. It was really good. I was surprised. Then there was Munich. This was before you were born, I think, where the athletes wanted to go to the Olympics, and we didn't go to the Olympics that year because of Germany. Then season 2, Goodfellas. It talks about the real, true Goodfellas. Hacksaw Ridge, which I don't know if you know what it is, but that was about a guy who refused to carry a gun, and he was in the army, so he ended up carrying the soldiers back that were injured.
Interesting.
And Hacksaw Ridge is he saved like I don't know how many people, a lot, like 30-some people that in that particular war, that particular day, without. And it talks about how when he got home, he couldn't.
Right.
He couldn't adapt to real life. Then it talks about Zero Dark 30, the movie, about Osama bin Laden, him getting shot. The soldiers that were there talked about it.
Gotcha.
Patriots Day, up in New England when they had the bomber, they talked about that. And they went into detail about what happened and who and why. The Social Network, they talk about Zuckerberg.
Oh, okay.
That is really interesting when you find out that Google offered Zuckerberg $1 billion for Facebook, and he didn't take it.
Oh, wow.
And that's before it was worth anything.
Wow.
It's worth $530 billion now.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine
Right.
someone offering you $1 billion for something you really, you don't have that much money into it?
Right.
I would have taken it.
Yeah.
I mean, $1 billion or $530 billion, what difference is that?
Right.
It doesn't really, once you hit $1 billion, it doesn't really matter. You're going to live fine for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't take it. And they talk about why he didn't take it. Money didn't mean anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it never did. When he made Facebook, it was the idea that he did that was important to him. It wasn't the money.
Gotcha.
Even though he screwed a lot of people over to get it.
Right.
But it talks about the real reason and how much he really, you might say he screwed, there's a lot of people he did screw over, I feel. But if you look at it from his perspective, he didn't really screw it over. He took their idea and adapted it. I don't know. The Zodiac Killer, something you weren't even born before. In fact, I wasn't even born when it happened. They talk about that. That's just the second season.
Yeah.
The third season had...
And what show is that?
It's called The Real Story.
Okay.
The third season starts with Tupac Shakur.
Okay.
Talks about what happened to Tupac. Tupac actually was a pretty cool guy. He started in Boston as a singer, not a singer, a theater guy. He acted. And he was forced to go to California because his mother wanted to move because she didn't want the gang life. Or, she didn't like the influences that they were getting. Lone Survivor, it was a Mark Wahlberg film. They talk about the real survivor. The real Captain Phillips. Do you remember Captain Phillips was the captain of the one ship that was hijacked by the, what were they? I can't remember what they were. They were the Somalians.
Oh, okay.
They came and it talks about, and they talked to the real people that were on board. That was just so interesting to me. Then the Boston Strangler, things that we weren't alive when it happened, but it's interesting. The Infiltrator, which was a movie about an agent, a customs agent, who infiltrated into the drug war. The fourth season was. I have to look because I don't remember. Fourth season, Serpico, 13 hours. What was 13 hours? I don't remember what that was. I actually saw it, but I don't remember. Argo. Do you remember Argo? There was a movie, Argo. It was about a bunch of political people that were stuck in... they were in a hostage situation. They couldn't get out of the country. And if they found out where they were, they would kill them. Well, what they did was they created a story that they were Canadian. If they knew they were Americans, they were dead. But the American embassy created passports from Canada that showed that they were Canadian citizens that were there to make a movie called Argo. and they got away with it. But you didn't know if they were going to get away with it or not.
Right.
Selena, singer Selena, they did a thing on Selena.
Okay.
When her biggest fan killed her. They did a thing on American Gangster. That was a movie by Denzel Washington.
Okay.
They did a story on United 93, the one that crashed out in wherever it was in Pennsylvania. So it's a lot of stories that are really interesting because they dig deep into what happened. So I found those two series really interesting.
Okay, yeah.
And then, of course, now New Girl is interesting to me because it's the opposite of what I'm doing.
There is a show on Peacock that I started watching called The Traders.
Somali, yes, thank you. Somali pirates. I couldn't remember if it was Somali or not. What'd you say?
It's called The Traders. It's on Peacock.
Okay.
And it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a game show, but they compete in like competitions. And there's 3 traders that nobody knows who they are except for the three people.
I saw commercials for that.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it, but
I started watching the first season. This is the second season that's coming back. So, but it's really interesting because they kill like a person at night, and then they can vote. They can vote people off. Not too far into it. I'm only on the 3rd episode, but so far from what I've seen, I kind of like it.
Okay. Well, those are what that's what I've been watching for the past couple of weeks. I found I got addicted to the real story first. Then I thought, okay, we'll watch the other one because it said Lucy, and I thought, I don't know, do I really care about Lucy? And then I saw it, and I was like, wow, I really like this. This is really interesting.
And I mean, a lot of these players have played, like reality TV, like Big Brother and all that, Survivor before. So that some of them have worked together previously outside of here. So that kind of takes, and you'll see that take effect in there too, of how they work outside of here.
Okay. So as far as bookings gone, I haven't gotten any bookings. I've done a few auditions that looked pretty good. I thought I was going to go to Ireland.
Oh.
I did an audition for Don't Forget the Lyrics.
Oh, okay.
And I was supposed to be, I had a 5:30 call time, or a 5:05 call time. We were supposed to Zoom at 5:05. And I thought, okay, I got to get ready. I got to get everything set. Everything's got to work perfectly. I have to have a certain setup in my background. And I tore apart my station. I start rebuilding it around 2:30, and I'm like really trying to make everything work, trying to make sure everything's right. And I thought, oh, man, I had some problems. I couldn't get it working. I was like, it's finally time. I'm like, okay, I got to get my stuff together. I finally got everything set up, and I went over to get my clothes and my jacket and stuff, and I had to grab some stuff over, and I looked at the clock and it said 5:30. And I looked down at my phone, and it was blown up by the woman who booked me. Where are you at? Where are you at? You no-showed. I can't believe you no-showed. And I thought, oh, I can't believe this happened to me. And I called her. I said, look, I didn't no-show. I had to rebuild. I had problems with technical issues and stuff, and I didn't realize it was this late. I never show up late. I'm one of those guys that's always on time, and I really get mad at people when they're not on time. And I just went on, and I walked over to my station. And I'm like, I can't believe this. I just blew it. Just blew it. I could make $1 million if I won the top prize. I wouldn't make the top prize, but $1 million or some money to build my pilot. And I was so furious. I was like, I blew it. I blew it. And just then, while this girl's screaming at me on my phone, the Zoom popped up, and the woman says, hello, you there? I said, yes, I'm sorry. I'm late. And I apologized to her over. She goes, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, son, or whatever. She said, don't worry about it, something. And she goes, you got me now. And I told her, look, I'm sorry. I'm never late for anything. And she goes, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just do it now. I can give you 10 minutes now. I said, let's do it. And so I did it. And the first category was I had a choice between Radar Love and a pop song. And I knew there was no way I would know the pop song. I thought Radar Love I might know. So we went through and the one word I didn't know was that one line, and I couldn't even guess it. And because he mumbles that line, so I thought, well, that's not a good start.
Do you remember the pop song? Do you remember which pop song it was?
No, it was probably either Christina Aguilera or one of those up there, and there was no way I could do that. I just don't know them. And now, if I was doing this live, I would have a backup person.
Right.
It's called my backup singer. And I was going to have someone that does pop stuff, because there's no way I could do pop stuff. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, so I was really bummed because I blew it, and the lady liked me. She liked my energy, and she said, tell you what, I'll give you another try. So she gave me another try, and it was between some other pop that I wouldn't even think of doing, and it was between the Black Crowes' Too Hard to Handle. Now, Too Hard to Handle I wouldn't want to do normally, because that's, if I didn't sing that song, I wouldn't have ever known that.
Right.
But I had sung it in 2 different bands. So we went through it.
Out there.
I didn't tell her that either till after we did it. But you know, the music stopped and I had to complete the sentence, and I completed the sentence. She goes, "Are you sure?" said, yep. She goes, you're sure? I said, yeah. And she pulled her up, and boom, there it was.
Nice.
And I was fortunately lucky enough that I was right. and so at that point, I just, gave it my
right.
over-exaggerated. You always got to over-exaggerate for them. And she said she would put me in and see what she could do, and I would be gone in January. And
oh, nice.
I'm not. So I'm assuming I didn't make it. Now,
well, January's not over yet.
Yeah, but they would have to give me time because I have to use my passport, and I'm flying overseas. So that's okay. But I am acting in something at the end of the month. I don't even know I forget the name of it, but it's not a part that I have to worry about. It's like a student film, but it's still, these student films are giving me credibility. Mm-hmm. I got an audition request for a part that we're going to do the audition tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it is. It's they wanted me to do specific scenes. They said they said in their thing to me, you have an impressive resume. Mm-hmm. We really want to see if you'll fit in this role. Mm-hmm. So I like hearing that, and they must have looked at my clips.
Right.
And so my clips are getting really, really good. I'm really happy with the clips. The clips have come so far. It's funny because I thought that they were good before. Mm-hmm. A year ago, I'd say, oh, these are really good. I know I'm going to get stuff out of them. And, I'd get some stuff here and there. But then I'd look back and I'd look at something a year ago and I'd say, oh, that wasn't as good as I thought it was. Right. Each time I do these, they get better and better. Mm-hmm. And I've done a couple, you weren't here for the last show, but for the last show, I played a couple clips that I was really proud of. I was really happy with. Because I've been, I really feel I've come a long way. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens this year. This year, I think, is going to be my year. I have things going on right now between, I'm going to San Diego in the second week of March.
Okay.
The first week of March, I'm doing a wrestling show.
Right.
The third week of March, I'm doing a wrestling show.
Because I have off for those too.
So all 3 weeks, I'm going to be working like crazy, and it's really kind of cool. I love it. And then I had a meeting today with people about funding and helping networking, and I've met a lot of people on production and stuff like that. I'm working on putting together a proposal for this new show. Mm-hmm. This new show is going to be a lot easier to sell because it's not like this. It's not like me trying to explain, well, it's this, but really it's this. It's really only a comedy about 4 people.
Nice.
And because we had a show after I got back. Mm-hmm. So I did tell you, I think, and if I didn't, I'm going to repeat it. Or if I did, I'm going to repeat it. We are having, when I met Keith Shockley again up in New York, he said he would do whatever I wanted him to do in my shows.
Right.
Which means that attaches his name to it. Mm-hmm. Robert Finero from The Sopranos asked me, when he saw me, the first thing he asked me is, what are you working on?
Right.
And I told him about this script. He asked me for a copy of it.
Right.
So I sent him a copy. Now, you don't know this because this just happened. Robert Galinsky, my improv coach in New York, asked me to, he sent me a thing asking if I would rate his teaching skills, and I said yes. And he asked me what I was working on. I told him, and I said, do you want a copy of it? He said, yeah. So I sent him a copy too.
Nice.
So I'm getting the script out there, and we had one run through. We had one read on Zoom where the 4 of us read the parts, and after that I changed the script around a little bit, and it's better than it was before. And we're going to have another read through, and I'm going to, tweak it a little more. And what we're thinking of doing is, if we can get, like when we go to San Diego, Maggie isn't scheduled to go, but she might go anyway just to hang out with us. I'm going to try and shoot it.
There you go.
I'll shoot it with my iPhone.
Nice.
Because the iPhone is high def.
Right.
And people are shooting movies with their iPhone.
Nice.
So if I can get the footage I need, I only need one room.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
But with all of our luggage there, it'll look like I'm moving out.
Right.
So if I get the right place, this could be a really good chance for me to make a pilot.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Or some kind of spec of it. So that'll give me a chance to hopefully expose this show to a different audience to an audience. And then if we have that together, I can start submitting that to film festivals.
Right.
And see what happens with that. Plus, with the new people I'm working with, there's a lot of things going on right now, and I started a new class. I started it last year at the beginning of November or September, one of those two. I started a new class that I'm just about wrapping up. That's how to find an agent. That'll be good. And then at the end of November, I started a new class on how to make your profile look better and stellar, and what some of the hacks are so that people look at your stuff.
Ooh.
So in other words, you can go on to Actors Access and you can just have a setup like I have, or if you don't have your resume online, you can forget about, you might as well not even do it unless you're an agent. But an agent's going to make you do that. But I already had my resume on, but they tweaked my resume, and I found out that there are 4 buttons on there. They have a button for the resume, a button for pictures, a button for slates, and a button for, there's 4 things. I don't know what the other one is. I don't remember off the top of my head. I only have the button for the resume and pictures.
Okay.
Now, if they light all 4 up, the casting agents look at them.
Oh.
So that's what I'm working on this week.
Right.
I didn't realize that. How would you know that unless you were in the business? This guy knows because he's in the business. So I'm going to make slate shots for him, and I'm going to pay the little extra money, and I'm going to get pictures up, and I'm going to put that's what it is. The other one, the 4th one is if you have a video up.
Okay.
I don't have any videos up because I was giving them links to videos. But if I put a good video up, then that'll be the missing piece to my puzzle.
Right.
So, and I'm going to re-edit my reel. I'm going to cut it down from 3.5 minutes down to 90 seconds.
No.
Well, it's after things I've learned, it's too long, and it's got too much stuff in it. So I got to break it down to smaller pieces.
Gotcha.
And only the good stuff. Like if it doesn't mean anything, don't put it in.
Right.
So I just I'm learning a lot. So we're hoping that next step will push me through the door. Now, I plan on having an agent this year, because now that I'm being smarter about things, we're going to go for an agent. And we're not going to rely on other people like we were.
Right.
Because we want to make it, and if I wait for someone else, it's not going to happen.
Right. So
I'm a perseverer. I'm going to push things as far as they can possibly go, and then I'll push them a little bit further. So, yeah, I've got a lot of good things going.
I'm excited.
I am so happy and excited about this year. This year, also my friend David, which I've talked about on the show, he's interested in being in the show too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to write a part in for him.
Nice.
Now here's what one of the possible things for him to do is. I am going to convince the girls they should move in with me, and they don't have to worry because I'm gay, like Jack Tripper did. See, we're stealing from Jack Tripper. And they're going to try to fix me up with David. I love David. If I was gay, he would be my guy. He would be. He's so cool. He's done so much stuff that I'm so jealous of him, because he just is. He's so good. He's so smart and so vibrant. And I want him involved in anything I do, because he's good. He's a good person. And so we're either going to do that, or I'm going to make him. One of the girls mentioned I should make him my butler or my assistant before all the things went bad, and then therefore he'd still be a friend of mine. And we're going to work the bugs out on that. I haven't quite figured it out, but it's really good. Actually, I'll read to you some stuff if you want to hear some stuff on that you didn't hear on Flock. I guess I can put the other thing back as the background here. Where's that? There it is. Okay. So there's backstory, and there's some things that I added. Here's the backstory on me.
Okay.
Mike Monet. Now you know why it's Monet? M-A-N-N-E. See, it's funny because when you think about it, okay, why is it Mike when there's a Mike Trash for the other one, then there's Mike Monet? Well, Mike Trash's real name is Mike Trash Monet. So this is the same character. He's just in a different part of his life.
Okay.
Now, the reason he changed his name to Mike Trash is that he got furious with his family for naming him Mike Trash Man. Trash Man. So he took off the Monet, and when they said his real name, he said it's supposed to be Man. He says, no, that's Monet, because he doesn't want to be Trash Man. So anyway, that's the story. That's the story behind it.
Okay.
But I'm continuing the story with this. It says now in his early 50s, was once part of a promising rock band alongside his friend Ken. They lived the dream and played sold-out shows and created music that touched the souls of many. But tragedy struck one fateful day when Ken met a bizarre and untimely death. They were in the middle of a concert, and a giant disco ball, which was hanging, which had been hanging for years, suddenly decided to give gravity a try. It crashed right into Ken, turning their performance into a bizarre mix of rock and roll and slapstick comedy. The loss of his dear friend and musical partner was devastating. Mike tried to find solace in his family, but was struck by another bizarre twist of fate. His wife, Mary, was an expert. Oh, that isn't a good one. Hold on. I rewrote that. Sorry. That's not it. That is not the correct one. It is... Let me read it again. This is the new one.
Okay.
When an older man loses all hope of a future after his best friend and bandmate tragically dies, and his wife runs off with his best friend or with his best man, he has a change of heart when he tries to. He has a change of heart when he ends up saving 3 women from their individual tragedies, making 4 people whose lives are out of control, and becomes 4 friends who have each other's back. That's the log line. That's what the story's about. That's the whole big synopsis, or they call it a log line. Now the synopsis is Mike Monet has had a lot of things going wrong, from his business partner dying from a bizarre accident, involving a disco ball, to his bride running off with his best man. He decides he needs to leave town, not having anywhere to go. That's his backstory.
Right.
Maggie Silva has a secret. She's in need of a place to lay low for a period of time. She's on the run from something, but what could that be? She has a heart of gold, but don't cross her. She's as dangerous as she is beautiful. That's Maggie. That's the one that has a salsa instructor.
Okay.
That we talked about. Abigail Angelie Abbott, AAA, is fresh out of a divorce. She's opinionated, ready to start over, and unemployed. Some say she can't keep a job because she's hard to get along with, but she says that's rubbish, and she's just misunderstood. Always trying to do the right thing, and softly reminds people that she is always right. Tina Hardy is from a very wealthy family who made their billions of dollars. The Hardy dynasty is obnoxiously wealthy beyond everyone's beliefs. They owned an NFL team just for fun. They made Elon Musk look sane in many of their investments. When they went bankrupt, the family pointed the finger at Tina's husband, Richard, who then disappears, fearing for his life. Tina had to turn her in her Mercedes for a 2008 Prius, which has the life of a common person. Together, these four people must make their tragic past turn into four of the closest dysfunctional friends in this hilarious original comedy. So that is what you need when you're filing for some of these things. They ask for a breakdown of what the characters are like. Each of us are going to have our own. The last one will be Maggie's, where we'll reveal a little bit more about her.
Okay.
But she's going to be the protector. Let's just say that. She's going to be the protector. And we've got some ideas that are, mostly Tina and I have come up with some of the neat ideas.
Nice.
Yeah, she and I were talking about one that I think is really funny. But we've got a lot of stuff in the works. I mean, she'll throw these ideas out and say, "Yeah, I'm going to try to use that." And I'll try to write it in. And then when we do reads, what we do is after we get done with the reads, I tweak it because I come up with ideas as we're doing it.
Right.
And it's come along pretty good. I like it.
Good.
All right. I guess we should probably do the deaths.
Okay.
All right.
Because there's quite a few to get.
Yes,
there.
there is. It's just these people. Nobody dies for a long time. Then we have all of them.
Right.
We got 6 of them. I guess I'm going to start with. Let's start with one that you probably don't know. I think you know probably. You probably know most of them, but you probably don't know this guy. Okay. Oh, I guess I got to put my earphones on. Got to make sure the sound's playing. Oh, it is playing. Have you ever heard of him? Shecky Greene?
Sounds familiar.
I doubt
Shecky Greene,
you might know.
a beloved comedian and entertainer, died on December 31st, 2023, at the age of 97. He was known for his hilarious and spontaneous nightclub performances in Las Vegas, where he became a headliner in the 1950s and 60s. He also appeared in several films, such as Tony Rome, History of the World, Part 1, and Splash, and guest starred on many television shows, including The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, The Ed Sullivan Show, and Mad About You. Greene was born Fred Sheldon Greenfield on April 8, 1926, in Chicago, Illinois, to Jewish parents, Carl and Bessie Greenfield. He served in the United States Navy during World War II and planned to become a gym teacher, but instead pursued a career in comedy after performing stand-up in Chicago and various venues in the upper Midwest. He started his comedy career at the Preview Lounge in New Orleans, Louisiana, where he worked for 6 years, before moving to Las Vegas and opening for Dora Vichet at The Last Frontier in 1954. He became a regular at the Tropicana Hotel in 1957 and invented a free-form approach to comedy that was unmatched by his peers. Greene was widely respected and admired by his fellow comedians, celebrities, and fans. He gave Arnold Schwarzenegger and Luciano Pavarotti their first national television exposure and was a frequent guest and guest host for Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show. He was also known for his love of horse racing and named one of his horses after himself, Shecky Greene, who won the 1973 Fountain of Youth Stakes and finished 3rd in the Kentucky Derby. Greene is survived by his wife, Marie Musso, whom he married in 1985, and his brother, Dick Sterling, who was his former comedy partner. He was inducted into the National Comedy Hall of Fame in 2020. He will be remembered as one of the greatest and funniest comedians of all time. Rest in peace, regular Shecky Greene. You made us laugh and smile.
That's the first guy. And I figured you probably more than likely don't know him. Because he was kind of like, he was really not in the limelight while I was so I kind of figured that's probably one you don't know.
Right.
But he was very important in the world of comedy. And, you know, he actually had a lot of pretty big things going on. So I kind of thought it was important that we actually acknowledge that he existed. So I like that. He, let's see, just do this. I'm going to take this and, okay, so now I can do it this way here. I can actually put share and do this. I keep forgetting to share it on Facebook and stuff for the deaths.
Right.
And people that don't listen to the show then don't know that he's dead. And I'd hate to have them send him a postcard or something. But, you know, just kind of feel important that. Oh, do you have an iPhone?
Yes.
You do. I'm going to have to show you something that I found that is the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a text, and I think you'll like this. You'll like say, "Wait, how did you do this?" I was watching a YouTube video, and you can turn your pictures into stickers.
Interesting.
You can turn your pictures into stickers. I had the picture that I just sent you was a picture with a full background.
Nice.
Now, I'm going to show you how it works. Because I'll show you. Remind me. Let's get through these deaths, and then I think you'll like this. This is so easy. I couldn't believe how easy it was. This was like the easiest thing to eliminate the backgrounds of things, and you were able to, because of this, you were able to send like here's one that's.
Oh, here, I just figured it out on my own.
Oh, did you? Okay. So I just kind of thought it was neat.
Here, I just did the one of me and Kylie in her dress.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it's kind of like a stupid little thing. It was things that you don't know about on your iPhone, and it was kind of cool.
The new things that they come up with nowadays. Now watch, I'll send one of those to him and to Anton, my boyfriend, and he'll be like, "How did you do that?"
I loved it.
Another technology thing that you know how to do.
That's right. So that was Shecky Green. So the next one is, let's see, which one don't you probably don't know. You probably don't know either of them, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to give you some names and tell me who you don't know.
Okay.
David Soul. I think you probably do know him, but
I don't.
Starsky and Hutch. Really?
I don't.
You didn't know Starsky?
A lot of people I don't know off of without seeing them or listening to them.
You will probably know him. He also sang, but he's known for his Starsky and Hutch thing. Richard Romanus. I think you don't know him. You didn't watch Sopranos, so I know you didn't know him. Tom Wilkinson. He's a British actor. I knew who he was, but I didn't know who he was. He was a guy who I know when I saw him that I saw him in things. Okay. And plus he was in the Full Monty. But he was not only in the Full Monty, but he was also in Mission Impossible and a few of those other things.
Gotcha.
Tom Smothers. Really?
I
know he was before your time, way before your time.
Again, names don't always ring a bell to me.
All right.
I have to
Killer
see
Khan.
them.
Killer Khan.
Huh?
Killer Khan. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't matter which order I play them in then. Okay, I'm going to play Tom Wilkinson. This is a really interesting.
Tom Wilkinson, a versatile and acclaimed British actor who earned 2 Oscar nominations for his roles in The Full Monty and Michael Clayton, died on December 30, 2023, at the age of 75. Wilkinson was born in Leeds, England, on February 5, 1948, and came from a long line of urban farmers. He moved to Canada with his family when he was 11, and returned to England to study English and American literature at the University of Kent. He then attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, where he graduated in 1973. Wilkinson began his career on stage and television, appearing in numerous productions of Shakespeare, Ibsen, Chekhov, and other classic playwrights. He made his West End debut in 1980 as Horatio in Hamlet, and received a Laurence Olivier Award nomination for his performance. He also starred as Dr. Stockman in An Enemy of the People in 1988, earning another Olivier nomination. Wilkinson's breakthrough film role came in 1997, when he played Gerald, one of 6 unemployed workers who strip for cash in the comedy The Full Monty. He won a BAFTA award and received his first Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of the insecure and depressed leader of the group. That same year, he also appeared in Oscar and Lucinda and Wilde, showcasing his range and versatility. Wilkinson continued to impress critics and audiences with his diverse and nuanced roles in films such as In the Name of the Father, Sense and Sensibility, Shakespeare in Love, The Patriot, Girl with a Pearl Earring, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Batman Begins, Valkyrie, The Ghostwriter, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, Belle, Selma, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and Denial. He received his second Oscar nomination for Best Actor for his role as Matt Fowler, a grief-stricken father who seeks revenge for his son's murder, in the 2001 drama In the Bedroom. Wilkinson also excelled on the small screen, winning a Golden Globe and an Emmy for his portrayal of Benjamin Franklin in the HBO miniseries John Adams in 2008. He also received Emmy nominations for his roles as Ruth Abelwood, a transgender woman, in the HBO film Normal in 2003, as James Baker, the former Secretary of State, in the HBO film Recount in 2008, and as Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., the patriarch of the Kennedy family, in the miniseries The Kennedys in 2011. Wilkinson was married to actress Diana Hardcastle since 1988, and they had 2 daughters, Alice and Molly. He was made an Officer of the Order of the British Empire, in 2005 for his services to drama. He was widely respected and admired by his peers and fans for his talent, professionalism, and humility. He will be greatly missed by all who knew and loved him.
So that's him. And actually, it was funny because I had seen Full Monty many years ago. And I thought, man, I had to have seen him in other places. And then I ended up seeing, I forgot how many different things he did. I forgot that he was in Batman.
Oh, wow.
I should have known that. I've seen all the Batman stuff. So, and, you know, he's been in, I think he played, like a father, like a church father. And I think he played a lot of really good roles. And it's funny because he's the kind of guy that I would probably end up being too. You don't get the leads, you get the parts that people remember seeing you in.
Right.
They don't remember where they saw you, but they say, hey, he looks familiar. That's the way it probably will end up being for me as well, because that's really what I think my part will be, is a character actor. So I will probably end up doing stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of room for that. Hey, who's there? Who's Kyle?
You mean Christy?
Oh, I can't see it. No, Kylie. Oh, Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who's Kyle.
Okay.
A drummer that's Kyle, and I thought maybe he came into the room.
Christy Stasko is Kylie's stepmother.
Okay, okay. Hey, there's Rich. Hey, Rich, what are you doing?
So she said Kylie says hi and she misses me.
I miss her too.
Well, she actually just tried to call me and I didn't answer.
Oh.
So.
Well, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. He's just sending me something. I don't know what he's sending me. Let's see, is there anybody else in there? We got, so, all right, Kylie. All right, so that's that one. Rich sent a photo. What do you send a photo of? Oh, I can't read that. It's way over there. I can't read that. Okay. All right, so that's 2 of them. All right, next. And a lot of these people are 80. Our average age is probably 80 for tonight. He was the young one. He was 76 75 or 76.
Wow.
So, but like, even thinking about David Soul, he was 80. I'm thinking, really? He's that much older than me. I didn't think he was. But
crazy.
But Starsky and Hutch, I should remember this because Starsky and Hutch was probably late 70s.
Right.
Might have been 80s, but I think it was late 70s because I think I was in college when it happened. What do you say? Order just 12 for now. What did you? Oh, I can't see that. I'll look at it when I'm done. You know I'm on the air. Okay. Next person we will do will be let's do Richard Romanus. This guy was in The Sopranos.
Richard Romanus, a versatile American actor, screenwriter,
And actually, he's another one of these guys.
Passed away on December 23rd, 20.
He has a face that's very memorable. And when I saw him, I knew who he was when The Sopranos. But as I started reading and started doing more research, I thought, oh, wait, I may have seen him in this, too. There were a lot of things that I remember him from now that I've done this. So he was, he actually was in a lot of stuff, and you may have seen him in something else. What is he doing? Now can sell accessories. Oh, we have a Rich Guitar T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
That I'll be getting my first one. Actually, if you want one, I'll get you one too.
Okay.
I don't remember how much they are, but I can get him to send an extra one if you want one.
Yeah, sure. I'll take them.
The design is really cool. I'm real happy with the design of it. Let me get this. And then we'll finish watching this one here. Okay, there we go. Now, where were we? Okay, here we go. He was born, see, he's another one that was in his 80s. He was born February 28th, 1943, died December 23rd, 2023. These people got to stop dying. Well, I don't mind them dying when they're on my list, but
they can't die before we make our list. They got to die.
This is true.
23 at the age of 80.
I had him all picked.
He died in a hospital in
He died in
Volos,
December, though, so it
Greece,
didn't matter.
where he had been living since 2004 with his wife, Anthea Silbert, a renowned costume designer and writer. Romanus was born in Barry, Vermont, on February 28, 1943, to Dr. Raymond Romanus, a dentist, and Eileen Malouf, of Lebanese descent. He graduated from Xavier University with a degree in philosophy in 1964, and then studied acting with Lee Strasberg at the Actors Studio in New York. He made his film debut in 1968, and soon gained recognition for his roles in Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets, 1973, as Michael, a small-time gangster, and Ralph Bakshi's animated films Wizards, 1977, as Weehawk, and Hey Good Lookin', 1982, as Vinny. Romanus also had a prolific career in television, appearing in many popular shows such as Mission Impossible, Kojak, The Rockford Files, Hawaii Five-0, 10 Speed and Brown Shoe, Foul Play, Strike Force, and The Sopranos. In The Sopranos, he played Richard LaPena, the ex-husband and later husband again of Jennifer Melfi, Tony Soprano's psychiatrist. From 1999 to 2023, he also co-wrote 2 TV movies with his wife, Giving Up the Ghost, 1998, and If You Believe, 1999, the latter of which was nominated for a Best Original Screenplay award by the Writers Guild of America. Romanus was a man of many talents and interests. He was a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the Writers Guild of America, and a Fellow of the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. He also wrote several novels and memoirs, mostly inspired by his love for Greek history and culture. He published Chrysalis, 2011, Matula's Echo, 2014, Act 3, 2012, and Sketches of Skiathos, 2013. Romanus is survived by his wife, Anthea Silbert.
his son, Robert Christopher, and his brother, Robert Romanus, who is also an actor. He will be remembered for his distinctive voice, his charismatic presence, and his diverse and memorable roles in film and television. He was a beloved husband, father, brother, and friend, and a respected artist and writer. He will be greatly missed by his family, fans, and colleagues. Rest in peace, Richard Romanus.
There you go, another one. Another one bites the dust. He was interesting because I didn't really remember him by his name, but I remembered him by his look because I was a big fan of The Sopranos. And I've seen him in other things, and I didn't realize he was that person. So it's kind of cool when you get to see that they've done so much more than you remember them for, because, you know, talk about being typecast, though. He was pretty much typecast as a gangster most of the time, or a tough guy. So that was interesting. And let's see, next we have, let's see, what are they saying? Oh, getting weird messages. What? So, okay. Yeah, hopefully that's the case. Okay. Can't get this window to close. Okay. All right. Let's see, what is next? Let's go to, we got 3 more to go. So we're only halfway there. Let's see who else we got. Let's take this one out of the mix so we don't do it again. Let's drop that off. All right, so let's do Tom Wilkinson next, I guess, because we didn't do that yet, did we? Trying to remember. I want to make sure that I'm not doing them twice. Got to make sure we did them once. Okay, here we go. I did it again. Oh, I did do this one. We did this one already, right? Yeah, we did do it. Yeah, we did this one. I'm not going to do it again. Yeah. Almost did it twice. And I remembered we did do that one. I just didn't erase it. So get rid of this one. Where is it? It went away. Oh, there it is. Getting old. Can't seem to remember which ones I did. So we only have 3 more to go. All right. We'll do... I guess we'll do this one because there's no way that she knows this song or this one either. Now, for you people out there that have been around a while, you probably know Tom Smothers. He was him and his brother had a TV show in it was at least in the 60s and 70s, but probably in the 50s. So they were pretty big back then, and it's just kind of interesting to think about that these guys were so huge back then. I remember when they interviewed The Who. He went up and was making a crack on the way Keith Moon played drums and the way that I can't remember. Oh, freaking! Wow, my mind's going blank. Talking about The Who. You're back, right? Yes. Okay. Anyway, I was talking about Tom Smothers. I almost played Tom Wilkinson again. I thought, didn't we just play this? And I thought, I can't remember. And then I saw the opening, and I said, yeah, that's right, we played this one. So we almost watched it again. Anyway, we're on Tom Smothers now. All right, here we go.
Tom Smothers, who was half of the Smothers Brothers comedy team, died on December 26, 2023, at the age of 86 following a battle with cancer, the National Comedy Center announced. He was an actor, composer, and producer, widely known for his musical comedy duo with his younger brother Dick and their groundbreaking variety show The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. Born Thomas Boleyn Smothers III on February 2, 1937, in New York City, Tom Smothers and his brother got their start as a folk group. Their act was popular in clubs and released several albums. They made their first national television appearance on The Jack Paar Show in 1961, followed by several appearances on other shows including The Judy Garland Show in 1963 and Burke's Law in 1964. Some of his career highlights include creating and hosting the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, a variety show television series that aired on CBS from 1967 to 1969. The show, which took place amid the Vietnam War era, became famous for its humor but was also controversial for its political critiques. Conflicts with network executives over the show's content led to its abrupt cancellation, and the brothers were later awarded a settlement after a court ruled the cancellation violated their contract. Playing acoustic guitar alongside John Lennon during the live recording of Lennon's 1969 song, Give Peace a Chance. Hosting a short-lived revival of their variety show and several TV specials in later years. They also continued releasing comedy albums. In 2008, Tom Smothers received an honorary Emmy Award 40 years after he declined the honor amid the controversy of their variety special. The Smothers Brothers were inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame in 2010. He retired from performing in 2010 and lived in California with his wife Marcy Carricker, whom he married in 1990. He had 3 children from his previous marriages to Stephanie Shore and Rochelle Robley. He was respected and admired by his peers and fans for his dedication, professionalism, and passion for the comedy business. He will be remembered as one of the most influential and courageous comedians of his era. He is survived by his wife, children, grandchildren, and many friends and fans around the world.
You realize that we're flooded.
Yeah.
I don't think we were a while ago, but
we weren't.
Okay.
And that's why I picked up my purse and had it over there on the chair.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that it's happening over here, so it wasn't like this earlier today, so I just realized it.
Yeah. I noticed it when I left, and I was like, I didn't. And then when I came back down, that's when I really realized.
I'm looking, and I'm underwater over here, so if we get shocked by the end of the show, if we die, this will be the first anyone died on the show that I know of.
Wait, can we make up our list now and put ourselves on it?
You're gonna put me on that list?
That's really bad. I'm sorry.
You're gonna put me on that list?
We'll put each other on.
You can't vote for yourself. So, yeah, kind of weird. That just this has been real good lately. But I noticed when I was down here during
yeah,
the
like
break,
I've got a big puddle around my feet too. Yeah,
and it looks like because it wasn't like this earlier today, so this is just started.
And like I said, that's why I moved my purse up there.
This is I don't know, because it goes for like I'll go for a year without any floods. Then all of a sudden, boom.
Well, I heard that we were supposed to get up to like 3 inches of rain today.
This is crazy. I don't know what to do about that. Anyway, all right, so we got 2 more. And the one you probably don't know, the one you might know, I guess that's what it's going to come down to. So I'm going to do David Soul next. This is the one you might know.
David Soul, a talented actor, director, and singer, died on January 4, 2024, at the age of 80. He was best known for playing Detective Kenneth Hutchinson on the classic TV series Starsky and Hutch. He also had a successful music career, with several hit singles, including Don't Give Up on Us and Silver Lady. Soul was born as David Richard Solberg on August 28, 1943, in Chicago, Illinois, to a Lutheran minister father and a teacher mother. He served in the U.S. Army Reserve during the Vietnam War and later became an outspoken critic of the war. He began his acting career in the mid-1960s, appearing in shows like I Dream of Jeannie, Flipper, and All in the Family. He also performed as a masked singer on The Merv Griffin Show, calling himself the Cupboard Man. Soul rose to fame in 1975, when he was cast as Hutch opposite Paul Michael Glazier's Starsky in the popular cop show Starsky and Hutch. The show ran for 4 seasons and spawned a loyal fanbase, a feature film, and several reunion specials. Soul also pursued his musical ambitions during this time, releasing 4 albums and topping the charts in the US and the UK with his soft rock ballads. Soul continued to work in film and television after Starsky and Hutch ended, starring in movies like Salem's Lot, The Hanoi Hilton, and Pentathlon, and shows like The Yellow Rose, Casablanca, and Murder, She Wrote. He also ventured into directing and producing, helming episodes of Starsky and Hutch, Miami Vice, and China Beach. He also appeared on stage, performing in plays like The Aspirin Papers, Death Trap, and Blood Brothers. Soul faced several health challenges in his later years, including lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and a coma after a hip surgery. He credited his wife, Helen Snell, whom he married in 2010, and the National Health Service for saving his life and supporting him through his ordeals. He also advocated for animal welfare, world hunger, and HIV education causes. Soul is survived by his wife, Helen Snell, his 4 sons, and his brother, Richard Solberg. He was inducted into the National Comedy Hall of Fame in 2021. He will be remembered as a versatile and charismatic entertainer who touched the hearts of millions. Rest in peace, David Soul. You gave us joy and inspiration.
Did you remember him or not? No? Okay. I wasn't sure because it's interesting when he was big mostly before you were born, but he carried over on some other things too. Also, I watch a show called Top Gear. It's a British show that it's about cars, and he was. I kind of liked it because he was on that show, and it was probably on that show in the early 2000s. So he was, a bit younger, and he just it was just funny because he was known for. He told a story about they had a special car on Starsky and Hutch. It was like a Dodge, and it was red with a white stripe, and it was just, he was driving down the highway on this car. He was doing 110 in California.
Oh, wow.
And the cops were pulling him over, and they went to pull him over, and they saw who he was, and they just said, just slow it down, and left him go. So it was just kind of funny to watch that and know that he was given a special okay to drive fast in California. So that was kind of funny. And the last one, but not the least one, but the closest one to my heart is Killer Khan, who was a big wrestler, and he's before your time, but you may see something that is interesting.
Masashi Ozawa, better known as Killer Khan, passed away on December 29, 2023, at the age of 76 in Tokyo, Japan. He was a former professional wrestler who terrorized opponents and fans alike with his fearsome Mongolian gimmick and his signature Asian mist. Born in Tsubame, Niigata, Japan, in 1947, he began his wrestling career in 1971 in Japan. He later adopted the Killer Khan persona, inspired by the historical figure Genghis Khan, and traveled to various territories in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Australia. He had memorable feuds with Andre the Giant, Bob Backlund, Pedro Morales, Archie the Stomper Gouldy, and the Freebirds, among others. He was known for his agility, strength, and charisma, as well as his use of the Oriental Spike and the knee drop from the top rope as his finishing moves. Some of his career highlights include breaking Andre the Giant's ankle with a knee drop in 1981, leading to a heated rivalry that culminated in a Mongolian stretcher match. The feud was named Wrestling Observer Newsletter's Feud of the Year. Winning the Stampede North American Heavyweight Championship from Gouldy in a street fight in 1984. having successful runs as a monster heel in Mid-South Wrestling and NWA World Class Championship Wrestling, where he teamed with and turned on the Freebirds. Challenging WWF champion Hulk Hogan in a limited house show run in 1987. He retired from wrestling later that year and returned to Japan, where he ran several restaurants and bars. He was married to Cindy Ozawa since 1975 and had 3 children. He was also an avid fan of baseball and golf. He was respected and admired by his peers and fans for his dedication, professionalism, and passion for the wrestling business. He will be remembered as one of the most influential and notorious heels of his era. He is survived by his wife, children, grandchildren, and many friends and fans around the world.
So there you go, Killer Khan. I remember him because he was really pretty much retired, and he did some stuff in the 80s with Hogan, but he was pretty much, he was winding down his career at that point. And he was, I think it's funny because if you went into a restaurant and realized he was working at your restaurant, you aren't going to complain about the food.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a good chance that you would probably be hurt. But yeah, he legitimately broke Andre's leg in a match.
Oh, wow.
He didn't try to, but, it just happens. So, all right, that's all of the stuff as far as the deaths. Hopefully that will... I got a couple that came through. I saw a couple today, but I don't know if I'm really that interested in covering them or not, because nothing was... Like, some of these people were pretty big in this, and I felt that they were kind of important, but like one of the people that died was the Scorpions' first drummer. I don't know. It doesn't... I mean, it's important, but it's not. It's kind of like one of those things that... Because I put a lot of time in these stupid things and to get the things ready. And then you have to have the girls do their parts, where they got to speak, and they got to speak it right, so I have to record, and then I got to re-record the parts that they screw up. And yeah, it's horrible. The help these days.
I know. And then there's slim pickings too. You gotta make sure you get the right girl.
I had 6 different girls this time. Some of them are Ray. I use regularly. There's a couple of them I use regularly, but it's hard to get. You got to add your payroll when you do that. They don't do this stuff for free. All right, so that's it. That's all of them. All right, now we can get into the fun stuff. And I got some weird ones. All right, I'm going to hold off on the breaking the band thing until I get done with the other things, and then I'll talk about breaking the band a little bit. I think I have enough material that I may not even talk about the breaking the band. I'm going to hold that because that's a big one, and I really want to spend some time, or just do part of it. Maybe I'll do season 1 or something, because that
you can
stuff on that that's really cool.
Wait till next week maybe to talk about it.
Maybe,
and that way I'll start watching it this week, and then we can...
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we may have enough material. I may not need to, but if I get where I'm running out of material, because I spent so much time on these RIPs. I mean, I started them on Friday.
Oh, wow.
And then I got sidetracked and did some, and it just Sunday it was like a madhouse. I only got 2 of them or 3 of them done Sunday, and then I did the other 3, and it was it's a pain because I tried to do the editing and all that stuff on that stuff, and then I had other stuff I had to do plus these auditions and stuff.
Well, this is going to be my notebook for here. This is my designated notebook for here. This is all things
trash.
Yeah.
All things trash talking.
Yep.
So that's good.
So if I'm watching a show that we're going to talk about, I'm going to take notes on what I...
Well, there's a lot of stuff you can talk about. One of the things I'm going to talk about, though, is Dusty Hill. Dusty Hill is with ZZ Top, and they did him on Breaking the Band, too.
Okay.
But we're only going to talk about this right now. His house is $4.5 million.
Oh, wow.
It's in College Station, Texas.
Okay.
And they have pictures of it. And I just why can't I be this successful in music that I can have a house
right
like this? This house is phenomenal. Well, the story on the Breaking the Band with this ZZ Top revealed stuff I never knew at all. And Dusty Hill was the guy that died. He was the one in ZZ Top that died. So
the more you keep talking about it, the more it makes me anxious to watch it.
He died last year, and he's the bass player. And the band, I saw them in Hershey Park. Not Hershey Park, the place across the street from Hershey Park. The
Giant Center?
Giant Center. And I was just stunned how good they were. They're a three-piece band. My favorite kind of band that I play in is a four-piece band because the singer doesn't play anything in my case. So I love three-piece bands, and if you have a good three-piece band, there's nothing better.
Right.
And this is what it's like. This ZZ Top is, for real, the ultimate three-piece band.
Talking about bands, I saw that you put up on Facebook about, I think, you and your band going out and playing.
No, okay, so yes, I put.
Something.
What I should do is I would play that, but I get in trouble from YouTube. This was a Saturday a party, a Christmas party, and none of that was rehearsed. That guitar player, he never played with us before ever.
Oh wow!
And those songs that we played that night, 99% we never did.
Oh.
Well, no, I won't say 80% we didn't do. I just say, hey, do you know this? Okay, let's do this. And we were doing songs that I just had a blast. I had the most.
You all looked like you were having a blast.
Oh.
I sat there and watched it.
It was awesome.
Or I had it in the back. No, I had it playing in the background while I was working on Kylie's diamond painting, and because that's what I like to do. I have something playing while I do it, and she took these clips of it, and I didn't have a whole full song of anything, so I thought, okay, I'm just going to put little clips of everything, and it turned out really well. I was really happy with it. I wish the pole wasn't in the way so you could see us, and the speakers were in the way, but the bass player I played with before, I play with him every Wednesday. The drummer I play with every Wednesday, but the second guitarist that was on the one side and the other neither guitarist I've ever played with before, and they were the driving parts. Now there is somebody in that clip that I tried to cut out. I wonder if I have that anywhere. Where do I have it? I wonder if I have it on Facebook, right? Okay, I'm going to find it. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to show you something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack her.
No, it's okay. I have no plans. Okay, I'm just talking about whatever I'm talking about. We're gonna go back to the ZZ Top in a second, but there's something that I find funny that I think you will find funny once you hear what I got to say.
I think I might. Maybe it's the part I'm thinking of. I know.
What's that? You know what I'm going to say?
Possibly. I'll wait until you tell me, and then I'll say.
Well, I kind of want to. I'm curious as to what you're thinking.
I'll let you wander.
Okay. Well, that's. As soon as we get this thing up here, I must have posted a lot of stuff in the past couple of weeks. This was. Let's see. What's the date of this here? So we're. Okay, it should be around here. For those of you playing at home today. Oh yeah. Okay, that was before that. Okay. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to keep the sound off because I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
But I will bring it to... Okay, so... Oh, I got to turn this off here. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. I don't want any trouble with these people. Okay, off. Ah, there. Does it come? It's not playing, right?
I don't hear anything through the headphones.
Yeah, it looks like good. Okay, so... As you can see, there's somebody over here that I don't get along with.
Oh, okay.
And the reason, now that's Trent here. This guy is Trent. This guy is so good. He's 30-something,
The long-haired?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I really liked him.
He is so cool. Let me tell you, he plays in a Led Zeppelin tribute band. That is my fantasy.
Nice.
I want to do a Led Zeppelin tribute band so bad because one of my heroes has always been Robert Plant. And I would just love to play in that band. But we hit it off. We hit it off real good, and I love that guy. He could play anything. He played, and he did. He played all kinds of stuff he never did before. We were doing Living After Midnight. He never did that song before. So this is, as you can see, this is really bad video because there's tons of people. But this guy here is the guy I usually play. He plays drums for me once in a while. Every week we jam. And my signature Pepsi.
Of course.
The reason I zoomed in is there was somebody that was annoying the living daylights out of me over here, and he comes up and he makes me really mad. So I was playing, and I was, and there were the room's not that big, so now these lights here that are making everything red. There's one. There's like 4 lights. They cost $4,000 for those lights. Now, the reason, so this is a long story, so I'm trying to make it short.
Is it that?
No, he's one of my best friends. I love that.
Okay, because that's what I thought it was.
He is awesome.
Him coming up and singing with you. That's what I thought was.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. Okay, there's multiple stories in here. So the first story is this man here is John Rupp. He's in his 80s or 70s. He's in his 70s. He is one of the best guitar players you'll ever see. He is just fantastic. I jam with him every couple weeks. He comes out and jams on the Wednesday nights every once in a while. His son is J.J. Rupp.
Okay.
J.J. Rupp got a Nashville contract. He's actually playing on the 21st, that's a Sunday, in Elizabethville.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going up to see him.
Nice.
He was going to play this past Saturday at the Hollywood Casino, but because of the snow, they canceled it. So they played before us. They opened for us.
Nice.
And I had never seen him play before, but Rich had talked about him all the time. Because Rich Rich says he's one of the best players he's ever seen. So I had to see him because I've got all this hype about him being a great guitarist. He's every bit as good as Rich says. He's every bit as good as his dad is. And I'm telling you, I just was in all of this guy. So the following week after this, he came out to set up the PA for us, set it up and tweak everything. And he made it sound so good. And afterwards, he jammed with us.
Nice.
So I got a couple songs of him and I playing together.
Because that's originally, like I said, that's what I thought it was. But I thought you were just going over there and singing with him to kind of maybe put on a show. That's what I thought.
He is a cool guy. Okay, so here's a story about that guy there. So there's this guy named Barry, who's another guy like him, and there's him. They come to the practices every once in a while. Barry comes every other week. He comes every other week. He hasn't come for the past couple weeks, but anyway. He comes and he sits down and he plays his guitar sitting down. And I thought, okay, he's old. Yeah, that's how he plays. That's how he plays. He doesn't want to play out. And Barry doesn't want to play out either. They just come and they jam and they have a good time.
Right.
And I usually call out the songs and we do the songs, and sometimes I say, hey, do you know this song? And I'll pull one out of my archives. Ones that we don't usually do, just to get to do them. I want to, because they usually know a lot of the stuff.
Right.
And Barry plays really well. He stands up and he plays and he sings, and I usually sing when he's there, but I let him sing a couple songs too, and then I back him up. And he plays. He's very meticulous. He knows exactly how it's supposed to go, and he's very adamant that that's how he wants to play it, exactly note for note. That's the way it should be. You should not deviate from that. If there's only one measure between verses, there's only one measure between verses. If there were 2 measures between verses, it's not right. Okay, that's Barry.
Okay.
John sits on his guitar, sits on his But he plays, and when he does a lead, he's like, you can tell he feels the music. He doesn't play it note for note. He plays it the way I like it. You can tell he feels it. And that's the difference between those two. They're both equally good in their own way.
Right.
But I would rather play with John than Barry, because Barry's like, got to do it for note for note. And I like to be able to change things around. Anyway, so one day he was playing, and we harassed each other. He told me the first day he met me, that nobody was going to like me, or that he wasn't going to like me, and he doesn't like anybody. And so I gave it right back to him. And so anyway, that was several months ago. And then I came back from Florida, and he's playing with us, and he was playing, and I was singing and playing and singing, and I got him to do Badfinger, Baby Blue, because I like that song. It's a cool song. So, and the rest of the band didn't know it, so he taught the rest of the band that song.
Oh, nice.
So we did it, and so we're doing it, and I'm singing, and we're at the chorus, and I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. I love doing this song. And all of a sudden, I see him stand up, and I thought, is he standing up? And I thought, maybe he's just standing up. And I saw him coming over towards me. I said, oh, geez, why is he coming over to me? He got really, really close, and then he got like really close. He was like this close, and I was like, and it was right at the chorus, and I started singing, and he started singing. I thought, oh, okay. We'll share the microphone then. So we shared the microphone. So I thought, okay, that's fine. Well, that's what he was doing there, too.
Gotcha.
And it was like, I thought he was going to come over and slug me or something, because I was harassing him and he was harassing me. But that was before that. That was the second time he went face to face with me. And I'm glad I brushed my teeth and everything, but, don't usually get that close to somebody. I usually, I'm kind of like, old school is like the Beatles would do that.
Right.
And he likes to do that because that's what so all that was just because to tell you,
gotcha.
He's a cool guy. I liked him. So, all right, so we'll keep going. Oh, there we go. So there's us singing together. And, and it's kind of
I was going to say, you got real close, and I was like, ugh. I said, my thought was, he's got guts to do that. He's putting on a show.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I'm okay with him doing it
And I'm like, I couldn't believe I sat there, I'm like, I can't believe you did that. I really can't be.
It was tough the first time, because I was like, why is he coming this close? Don't really need him that close. But anyway, so as we go through this video, we'll see the person I don't like. And you only see him once, because I cut him out of everything except for the one thing. So this is the second song, so he's probably not there on this one. So I'm going to move ahead. Okay, this is summer of '69. He wasn't there for that either. And here's Peach. He's the bass player.
Okay.
I like him. I'd like to keep him if I ever get another band, because he's a good bass player. He's not real experienced on bass, but he really has got a good attitude.
Gotcha.
And we got another drummer back there. That's Jim, and he's pretty good too. And over here, out of the picture, is John playing guitar, but you can't really see him.
Oh, I see him, yeah.
Yeah, he's just a little bit. He's there. He's sitting. So, and then there's a guy coming out of the bathroom. But okay, so let's see. Go through here. See where we at here. I think it was it was the song Breakup Song. That's when he did it. So let's see. There's John. He's playing.
Gotcha.
And John doesn't like this guy either.
Okay.
So it's funny because, maybe it's just that us old people don't like him. But we had a lot of fun. It was just I needed that. I needed to play, and I needed to feel like I was doing something. And I still don't feel like, oh, okay, so I must have passed that. It was a point where I actually walked off stage, and it was when it might have been right after this, because I think it was Breakup Song was short. Okay, so it's before this. I don't think that was back up, so it had to be around here, because what happened is in the breakup song. Okay, Another Brick in the Wall. So it was before that. It was. Let's see, because this guy, his name is Jeff, and I almost went head to head with him a couple months ago now. He's an alcoholic, and I don't. Hey, if you want to drink, that's fine,
right?
But don't become obnoxious about it,
right?
And he was trying to tell me how to sing.
Mm-mm.
He can't sing for anything. It is horrible when he sings. And it's one thing to be bad at what you're doing, but to say you're bad and to know you're bad and say you're good.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina. The guy was horrible. He was just unbelievably bad. And, here he is. He's right here. This is Jeff.
Oh, okay.
With a beer in hand. That must have been before. Okay, so that probably happened before.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay. I saw him, and when he was doing that, I thought to myself, okay, he seems a little obnoxious.
Yeah, he's really obnoxious. And because it would have been when he was still playing too. Because okay, yeah, there he is. Okay, so so we were doing the breakup song, and here's me singing.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. You can't hardly see him, but that was good because I'm like, the guy pointed at me like he wanted me to sing, like he's running the show, and like I'm letting him sing right now, and then he pointed at me to sing. Now, if you watch, I'm going to leave the stage, and I'm just getting very aggravated right now, and I'm just thinking, what the?
Okay, yeah, I saw this, yeah.
Oh, you didn't? I must have cut that out. Okay. Because I left. I told him I wasn't. I just left. I walked away from the stage, and then he came up to me and asked me. I took my microphone with me. He came up to me and asked me for my microphone. I said, "No, I'm not letting you have my microphone." He said, "Well, other people want to use it." I said, "Nope,
no."
So it was really weird, but I was glad that I was glad to get rid of him because we didn't like. When I came up, he didn't come back up after that. I was tired of it. I wasn't going to put up with that crap. I'm there for a reason. They asked me to be there. They didn't ask him to be there. They invited him to come to the party.
Right.
And I don't have a problem sharing the stage, but I have a problem sharing the stage with an idiot that thinks he's better than everybody else, because he's not. If he was better than me, that's fine. I would step aside and say, okay, go ahead. He isn't better than me, and he isn't better than most people that I know. He's really horrible because he smokes a lot, and you could tell he smokes. And
right.
He just was really he's a horrible person, horrible human being, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that was a fun.
Yeah, because I saw him, and okay, he's the one
So
didn't like.
Want to show you something. There you go.
Nice.
That's what it's going to look like. And then this is the logo.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely wear that.
I'll see what we should have them in the next week or so.
Okay.
But I'll be getting at least one, and then I can see if you want it while I get you one.
Okay.
All right. So there we go. All right. Now what else we got? Oh, we were talking about ZZ Top. Okay. So this is his estate. This is the bass player's estate.
Wow.
He's got a really, he's dead now, so he doesn't have anything. But it says here, like a real rock star, this extravagant glass house where ZZ Top bassist Joe Michael Dusty Hill owned with his wife is on the market. $4.5 million.
That's crazy.
I mean, I can't even imagine $4.5 million. It was recently listed, and then in 2021, the home made its market debut at $7 million. Now, he died in. Wonder if he died. He might have died in 2021. That might be why he put it up for sale. It has.
Who is it?
Huh?
Who is it?
Dusty Hill. So it says here it has 3 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, has more than 5,800 square feet. This is 3,500 square feet.
He died July 28th, 2021.
Yeah, okay, so that's why they put it up. It's located along the Winding River, more than 78 acres, taking the striking views from every room. The house is made of glass, after all. And I'm just like loving it. I think that'd be really cool. But I don't have $7 million. I don't have $4.5 million. I can't afford the taxes on it. But like, look at some of these. Look at this house. This is the front. And then here's the. Get back. Here we go. There's the living room.
Wow.
I mean, it's all glass. You can see all around you. I mean, it really looks nice. Oh, there's the kitchen. I don't know if I'd want all that glass, though. But there's the bedroom. I definitely wouldn't want it for the bedroom.
No.
I like dark. It wouldn't be dark in there because I like to sleep in.
Right.
And then we got that bedroom there. But it's just really nice. I think it'd be really cool to. There's the bathroom. You even have glass in the bathroom. And
privacy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to trek through 78 acres to get to them, I mean, you deserve to see them however you see them. But that just really would be cool. So, that's that. And then Mary Lou Retton. You know who Mary Lou Retton is, right?
Yeah.
Ice skater.
Yes.
She's glad to be alive after a month in ICU following a pneumonia diagnosis.
Ooh.
That really is scary. I almost died of pneumonia once. Well, I died of lung problems. I won't say it's pneumonia, but so I have I have a respect for people that went through anything with lung issues, because when I was 22, I didn't think I was going to make it. I was on the freaking breathing machine for like 9 weeks. So it's kind of scary when you get through that kind of stuff and you don't expect to, one day you're healthy, and the next day you're in the hospital, and then the next day you're in the hospital with a freaking tube down your throat.
Right.
And then a couple weeks later you're in the hospital with a tracheotomy, and then you don't know what tracheotomies do, because you don't know, like, am I never going to be able to talk again? I didn't know. I was like thinking all this stuff is going through my head. Yeah. You can't talk while it's in your throat. And they're saying, we're going to have to put it down, we're going to have to cut a slice in your neck. And I'm thinking, well, does that mean I'm going to have to live the rest of my life like this? Or I had no way I could ask them, because you can't talk. And it was horrible. And then they give you this, you have to point at the letters thing. And you're so weak, you just you point and you can't always hit the right letters. And then they can't understand what you're saying anyway, because you just don't have the energy to lift your finger. And it was horrible. I mean, I tried to look back at that, and I'm like, what happened to me? Because I was that was right after Gasm, my first band, right after we had broke up. I was trying to put another band together, and I was a companion for an older man up in Dauphin, up around here. And so we would sit and watch or play games. He was a high school teacher or a professor or something, and he'd get mad at me because I would beat him at the games. It doesn't matter what we'd play, I would beat him at, like, chess. I was really good at, and I used to frustrate him because I would win at everything, and so I guess he cursed me. So anyway, I went and closed that story. I didn't. Anyway, Mary Lou Retton was in the. Try this again. Okay, it's really slow. Why is it loading so slow? Anyway, she said, Mary Lou Retton says she's blessed and grateful to be alive after being diagnosed with a rare form of pneumonia that put her in the ICU. And her children at one point saying their goodbye to me. Wow. I know what that's like. that's what my parents were doing too.
Mm-hmm.
And I even had friends come in and from college, and my friend Doug, who was on the show a couple times,
Right.
he came to see me, and like I thought that was it for me. I thought that was
Yeah.
because I couldn't talk. Nobody knew why it collapsed. The best thing about being in that was they shot me up with morphine. That is my drug of choice. If I ever die of drugs, it'll be because I have morphine. But I remember vividly, I was in the hospital, and they were shooting me up on this, and I was flying in an airplane, and like it was really nice. It was kind of cool. And then little by little, it went out of control, and I was spinning, and I was going faster and faster, spinning to the ground, and I was like really, really sick. And the nurse came over, and she said, "Are you okay?" I was spinning, and I crashed. And when I crashed, I threw up all over her.
Oh.
Morphine's good for you. Takes you on adventures you don't ever think you'd go on. So, anyway.
I've had a small dose of it once, I think. Maybe not. I don't know.
Morphine?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
I had the hospital gave it to me when I first had a migraine, and yeah.
Well, you know that Pam was on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was she was on some pretty heavy stuff when she died.
Mm-hmm.
And I was upset when they were giving her morphine, and because I just know how powerful that is.
Oh yeah, it's no joke to deal with medications like that.
And she was driving on this stuff. That's why she had I think she had like 4 accidents in 4 years or something like that at the end.
Yeah, no.
And,
when we had Antoine's daughter at the hospital one time, she was having some cramps and stuff like that. She was in a lot of pain. You could tell. They gave her Tylenol to begin with. Then they gave her a shot.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
They gave her a shot of Toradol.
Oh, Toradol is good too.
Then a little later, they gave her. No, Toradol is not an opiate.
Oh, no,
I think
Toradol worked pretty good for me.
Yeah. Then they gave her. They gave her an Oxy, and then right before she left, they gave her a small dose of fentanyl.
Fentanyl is awful because when she was on that stuff too, and she gave me one of the fentanyl things, and I remember driving to see a friend of mine, and when I was driving, I was feeling really weird, and I couldn't understand what was going on, and all of a sudden I thought, I'm going to have to pull over, and I pulled over, and I was like, what's going on? Why am I so messed up here?
Right.
And I realized I have a fentanyl patch on. I ripped that fentanyl patch off, and I just laid back, and about 15 minutes later, I felt okay, and I said, never again.
Yeah. No, they watched, after they gave it to her, they watched her for about 15 minutes before they let her leave. And she hadn't really had anything to eat. And they gave her Zofran at one point to help because of her upset stomach. And then she ate when she got home. And she said later that night she got sick and threw it all up. And I said, that's because of all the drugs that they gave you on an empty stomach.
Yes.
And then you overloaded it with some greasy food that you ate. I said, probably wasn't the best choice.
No.
I said, but that's why you got sick.
Jeez. Well, those things are dangerous. It says here, the former U.S. Olympic gymnast and gold medalist opened up about a near-death health scare that saw her nearly put on life support. It was an ordeal that was all the more challenging by Retton's lack of insurance. And, that was the problem, too, is that at that point, I didn't have insurance. So all that stuff, back then, it was $1 million.
Yeah.
And I had no insurance. They wrote it all off. That was at the Polyclinic Hospital, which is not a hospital anymore. It's a psychiatric place. and it was a hospital back then. And I was there for, geez, a long time. That was crazy. But it says here, during a 10-minute sit-down, Retton revealed the following, that following a divorce and more than 30 orthopedic surgeries and conditions classified by insurance pre-existing, she was unable to afford her own health care, and she was struck down with that still unidentified form of pneumonia. I didn't. They named that after me. Whatever I had, it was called Bechtel syndrome.
Oh, okay.
So it was nice to know I have a syndrome. So yeah, I'm a fighter, and I'm not going to give up. I have no idea what the future holds for me. See, that's the thing is, now you're looking at someone who is a mother, a gold medal Olympian, and she can't afford health. She can't afford it.
How not? Like, that's, I mean...
It's really sad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know? Well, I mean, even... Okay, so now you're talking about her. Now, think about this. The adults that are working stiffs for 30, 40 years, and then they retire and they don't have money for insurance. Do you realize... Okay, so your average... Okay, so Pam was getting $1,200 a month. If she was not with me, how could you live on $1,200 a month?
You can't.
And to have car insurance, health insurance.
Nowadays, you can't.
You can't. And you couldn't then either. And so everything I was doing for her, I mean, I never saw any money from her.
Right.
I left her keep her money because I knew she wasn't making any money.
Right.
So it's horrible when you think about this is a person that worked really hard her whole life, and then she's struck down with this illness that we can't even, I mean, we're not allowed to talk about, or else I get sued.
And then it's people like this that are so, how do I want to say it? I don't want to say, like you said, she's a Olympian.
Yeah.
And
gold medalist.
Doesn't have health insurance, but she would try to apply for.
How old is she?
You know, apply for some kind of benefits, and she's going to get denied.
My sister does not have health insurance. She can't afford it.
Right.
And you know, if you don't get health insurance, they fine you $200 or something a year.
Right.
She can't afford to pay. When I left my day job, I was paying $550 a month.
Right.
To continue my insurance. That was obscene.
Right.
I wasn't making that.
And
especially
like I said,
since I was retired.
Then you get the people that, like I said, people say, well, try and apply for,
assistance. And I did. I got assistance for the first couple of years. I got assistance because of my back.
No, because you make too much.
Well, for me, I was the only reason I did this smart. When I left my job, I kept Cobra as long as I could, but it was still expensive. But when I got out of, when I got through this, and I said, geez, I can't keep paying this because I couldn't afford, okay, so when I left my job, I had no health insurance except their Cobra and no income. And the only money I got was the money that I had put away, and I had money put away. I had enough money put away for 3 years. But my game plan was, originally, I would work before this all got crazy. I wanted to work till I was 60. Because at 60 I could get Pam's Social Security, and then I would work part-time.
Right.
That was my game plan. Well, it didn't work out that way because the idiots wanted to get rid of me. So I had to make a sub-B game plan.
Right.
And that was to get out of that place before they fired me. And when I did that, I had my retirement, not Social Security, my retirement. I asked my guy that handled that, can I afford to quit? can I afford to retire? And he looked at my books and he said, why are you still working? Okay, that tells me I can retire.
Right.
But it doesn't tell me, can I really retire? Because I said, well, look, I really wanted a new car. I never had a new car in my life. He goes, well, what do you want to buy? I said, I want to buy a Tesla. He goes, buy it. I said, are you sure I can do this? Are you because I came from a poor family. I didn't have running water. I mean, we didn't have anything.
Right.
My biggest fear in life is I'm going to be living in my van. And I don't have a van anymore, so that would be really rough. And so I kept saying, are you sure I can do this? And he said, yes, you can do it. What they did was we made the bare minimum that I had to do because I wasn't of retirement age. And so the more I took out before retirement age, the heavier I was penalized. I was penalized for a couple years, but then I got disability because of my back. It took me years to fight for that, and the disability saved my life because once I got disability, I got my insurance paid for the first couple of years. Now I have to pay for it again because I made too much money. Because now now between the disability and my retirement, so I'm no longer on disability. I'm now on Social Security. So I have to balance that so I don't make too much money. This past year I made too much money because I don't know how much I've told you, so I don't know. You know I'm part of that company now, right? You know I own part of Rich Guitars. You may not have known that.
I don't.
Okay, that's something that... Okay, so I bought shares in that company. The first time... Okay, so when we first talked about it, when Rich and I first talked about it, I heard him talking about... He was talking about getting in these investors, and I said, what would it take for you not to bring in multiple investors? What if you just brought in one investor? And he told me. I said I wanted to do that. I was going to be the parts guy. I would buy the parts for the guitars. We would sell a guitar. I would get my money back for the guitar or for the parts, and then a percentage of the sale.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I wanted more. I want it. See, that's now MT Productions. Mike Trash Productions is the parts part.
Got you.
Well, then I said, well, okay, I want a piece of the company. So he sold me shares of the company.
Nice.
And so now I'm a partner, and we design guitars.
Nice.
Now, you saw the guitar, right?
Yeah.
You saw the Mike Trash signature guitar.
Yep.
That's the first guitar, the first customized guitar. And
nice.
So you saw the headstock and everything with all the logos and all that. That was made to show people that we customize guitars. And we'll sit and we'll talk about, hey, it'd be cool to have this. I don't know if I told you about this, but we customized a working man's guitar. It's going to have the orange on it, like the cones. And I said, let's put caution tape on it.
Nice.
And I don't know if we're going to do that or not, but we're talking about all these different designs that we're actually brainstorming these. You can customize guitars, or you can buy a really unique guitar, our design.
Right.
And that's what we're doing. And so
nice.
I am now part owner of that company.
Nice.
And I still I have to make one more big payment, and then we'll be all good. But we're really coming. We sold our first guitar. Nice. I got my first payment, and I'm happy. And we're working on a couple.
That's great.
Now our stores, we have a Shopify store, and we have actually, if you go to Rich Guitar Myrtle Beach, that's .com. It's our store, and we're showing pictures. It's not up and totally functional yet, but it's close. And as soon as that's close, I'm going to be pushing things through too.
Nice.
So,
nice.
And we're going to sell guitars. We're going to sell special pickups that we have designed. We have our own pickups. We've got our own headstocks. This is exciting. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it's cool because I get to work with Rich and design things, and I like the designing part. It's fun. It's fun when you can be creative, and I like being creative. So the first guitar was mine, and I told him I want him to record you playing them because you know how to play them, and we can use that as our selling pitch.
Right.
Because if I play it, we're not going to sell any.
Yeah.
So, also, I got a guitar, my guitar that I went on Kickstarter. Did I tell you about this guitar?
I think
there's a guitar on Kickstarter that went out. It's called the Aeroband.
Okay.
And I'll bring it down next week.
Okay.
It's really cool because you don't have, it has strings on the bottom, and it has things on the top, but it's not, you don't have to tune it.
Oh, okay.
And it has games you can play, but it also can be used as a guitar or a synthesizer guitar, or it has, you have settings that you can make it an acoustic guitar.
Nice.
It's really cool, and like half the videos on YouTube say it's horrible, and the other half say it's great. If you're a guitar player, it's horrible.
Right.
If you're not a guitar player, it's cool. So I got the deluxe version of that. It's got a case and everything, and the case is like this big, and when you open it up, you see the you see the body of the guitar here, and then you see the neck, and you plug them together, and it's you got a guitar that's the regular size.
Nice.
And it's fun to play, and I just haven't had time to play it a lot, but I took a lot of time during the vacation to sit and actually play with it, and I enjoyed the guitar a lot.
You said it's on Kickstarter?
It's not on Kickstarter. Look to Amazon, look under Aeroband, I think it is. Wait, I'll look it up. I know what it looks like, so I can. Hold on. Oh, freaking A. U-Y-C-Y. Oh, fucking A. U-Y. C-Y.
Is it black?
Yes.
I think I found it.
T-M.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's it was cheaper on there, but I bought the deluxe version, so you wouldn't have got that. What is it? Aeroband, right?
Yeah. A-E-R-O band.
There it is. No, that's not it.
No.
Where is it? There. No,
there.
That's not it either. Is that it? That might
Yeah.
be it. Yeah, it's there. So.
Because that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So I think I paid $500 for it, but I got the deluxe version and had the extra stuff with it. But there you see the neck. The neck is not, you just plug the neck in. Now, that is it. Now, on the top, it's got these 3 buttons. It changes the sounds or changes the key.
Oh, cool.
So you can change the tuning just by that. And
it goes with an app on like a...
Yes, an app on your phone.
Cool.
And so you can learn to play guitar, and you can learn scales, you can learn all the stuff you need to play. But if you're a guitar player, you're probably not going to like it because you can't bend your strings because there's no strings. But it's really a cool little device. And like on this picture here, you put on your iPad, it got different things that shows you how to do fingerings and stuff like that.
Right.
It's really a kind of a neat little thing. And I really I am on the side that says I like it. And like I said, guitarists don't like it, and they're not going to like it because it's not a guitar.
Right.
It's a cool device. And the thing is, if I wanted to get into doing synthesized guitars, I can plug in the MIDI cord, and boom, I have a synthesizer now.
Nice.
And it's got all kinds, and it has a place on the top where you can plug in a microphone, and you can take it like it is and sing with it and play it. You could walk around the streets playing guitar and singing, and it comes out okay. It's really a cool. I'll bring it down next week because
I want one now.
it's really a cool thing. I really do like it. I think that I'm not a guitarist at all, but I really enjoy playing it. I think it's fun, and so that's kind of a neat little thing. But like I saw different things on YouTube, and there's some people that like it and some people that hate it. And I noticed that the people that like it are not guitarists, and the people that hate it are guitarists. So, okay. Big story broke, I think, yesterday or the day before. Joe Biden will drop out of the 2024 presidential race.
Oh.
That is no surprise to me. we've watched him fumble and fall, and I mean, I feel bad for him, and my feelings. I don't even know what to think about this, because I talked about this at great lengths with, maybe with myself. I talked about Rich with this. The thing is, it's not that. Okay, so the presidential race becomes a popularity contest. I don't think anybody will argue with that. So you don't really get the best qualified person, you get the most popular person.
Right.
And Biden, whether or not the race was fixed last time, there's no denying that Biden and Trump were the two people that should have been in the race.
Right.
And if Trump had won the race, it would have been another field day of the Democrats just constantly suing him or impeaching him or doing anything they could do to make sure he doesn't stay president. The problem with that is that things tend to not get done because all you're doing is legal fights, and things don't get accomplished. And the whole time that Biden's been he's been an embarrassment to us, between his touching of women in inappropriate places, and I don't know which one's more embarrassing, but they're both embarrassing to me.
Right.
So the people that are qualified to be president aren't going to be president because they're not the popular people. And that's the problem that we're having, is now we have Trump trying to get back in, and now the states are trying to block him from being on the ballot. That's not right either. Again, we're spending too much time with that and not enough time finding the right person. So what's going to happen? I don't know. But I can tell you this. Trump has not been in any of the debates, but yet he's the number one leader in votes in the polls. He's above Biden. He's above all the Republicans, and he's not going to be on the ballot. I think that's wrong too, but I don't know what's right. At this point, you're disqualifying the one person that's, wait, here we are, getting off here, have a great night. Don't float away. Yeah, it's flooding down here, so it's crazy. So I don't want Biden in, I don't want Trump in.
Right.
I don't know who should be in, because it's a mess. So we're going to have to wait to see what comes of it, but it's going to be a crazy, crazy year, because there's nobody that stands out. There's just nobody. And other than The Rock, I'd like to see The Rock do it, but I don't think he'd do it.
Right.
I don't think he'd be I don't think he'd be a bad president, because I think he'd listen. That's one thing about him. He's a smart man.
Right.
But I don't think he'd do it. And I would love to see him make the presidency, but he's making so much money and everything else. He came back to WWE. They're going to put him in the. I don't know if he's going in the Royal Rumble or if he's going against Roman Reigns. They're setting him up for Roman Reigns is his cousin.
Interesting.
And why is The Rock doing this? He doesn't need the money. I just don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. It's just, it's insane. Anyway, so that's the one thing, is Biden's going to drop out, so now who's going to be on the other side? I don't even know. Biden's 81, which is coincidentally is the average age of everybody that died this week, or on this week's show. I don't want to see him die. I don't want to, I don't think he's up to it mentally. I don't think he's all there anymore. So it's probably a good solution for him to back out. But I don't know who's going in that is going to take. It's going to take a lot to win against the Republicans.
Yeah, Tina says Biden is a weak president and Harris
Yes.
is bad too.
Yes.
Both are worthless.
Yes, I agree with that. I don't have any problem with Harris because she broke barriers by being a black woman as vice president.
Mm-hmm.
That's two things, not just a woman, but a black woman. That's great. But now we got to get people in there that are going to make a difference. I don't know who that is. I don't know. It's embarrassing looking at the people that we have to look at, though, because the people that are qualified aren't going to get in again. So, and the only reason that Trump got in is because, he had a TV show and everybody liked him, and he's playing the character on the TV show.
Right.
I like The Apprentice. That was a good show, but I don't want The Apprentice running the country.
Exactly.
Although I will tell you, I don't want this to be a political show, but in my opinion, he did the things he promised to do. And that's one thing that presidents don't usually do.
True.
Now, I didn't agree with everything he did, but he did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
So for better or for worse, that's the way it is. All right, let's move on. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know who's going to be the next guy. His prediction that Biden would. He's got a low approval. He's got the lowest approval rating. Jeez, I mean that's a tough job. I wouldn't want it. You can have that job. I don't want it. Somebody's got to do it, but I don't want to do it. All right, next thing. I don't want to spend a lot of time on stuff, but I do want to get. Oh, I'm still on the. Okay, so here we go. Okay. What's your view on UFOs?
I don't know. Because
do you believe there's people from outer space visiting our country and people visiting us from another planet?
I don't think so.
I don't either. So we're in agreement there.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of lunatics. Now, I had a friend because he's not a friend anymore. He got mad at me for, I let him on the show many, many years ago, around 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. And we parted on very bad terms, but had nothing to do with this. He believes that there are aliens and there are people visiting our planet from other places. I do not believe that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in people walking after dying, walking our planet. I don't believe in any of that.
Right.
I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that there is a place to go. I just don't think that they'd be here.
Right.
And I don't believe in the place being, I don't believe heaven way up there, and I don't believe hell way down there. I believe there is a place. I just don't know where it is. Anyway, so, all right, so we believe basically the same as far as that goes.
I mean, I believe that, okay, so.
We are the only ones in the universe. See, I agree with her.
Yeah.
Why would they even want to come here? So.
I mean, I believe like that when loved ones pass, and I mean that when I talk to them, that they still, in a way, hear.
I like to think that that's true because I talk to Ken a lot.
Right.
And actually, I woke up this morning and I heard a song that I need to write, and it was about him, and it was about us, and it was about.
Yeah, so that is what I believe is true. I believe that they still hear,
I don't know if I do that. I want to say that I think that may be true. I just wonder, I just don't know. But anyway, okay, so journalist Jeremy Corbell says UFO stigma is gone, allowing people to speak out. So, like, my friend Guy believes that UFOs are real and that we're just an experiment and they're watching us and they're all that fun stuff. And this guy here says that he believes that UFOs will, it says that, I'm sorry, not UFOs, it says that smart people won't be silenced on UFOs. 2024 will be, we're all going to know about what's going on. We're all going to understand UFOs by the end of the year, and because the people aren't going to keep it quiet. I say that the way I look at it is that we have a lot of technology. Why can't we get a clear picture of Bigfoot? Why can't we get a clear picture of these aliens? All these pictures of these saucers that are flying are not clear. You know, and with all the technology we have,
why aren't
my
they?
sister gets her fox, her red fox comes and sees her every once in a while. She knows when the red fox is there.
Right.
Why don't we know when there's, you know, why don't we have the technology to find these aliens?
Tina said the house that my mom grew up in was haunted by her family members.
See, and you know, there are people that I talk to that believe that believe in that stuff, and you know, it's like when I watch on YouTube, I watch about these mansions that are up for sale that nobody's going to buy because they're haunted, and I keep thinking, well, I would buy that because if you can get a good deal on a mansion, I don't care if there's somebody else living there, as long as it don't bother me.
Right.
I don't believe in, you know, it's like, well, how did that fall off the counter? You know, maybe it's not level.
Right.
Whatever it is, there's I have not experienced it, okay? I've not experienced anyone, maybe no one who died cares about me enough to let me know that they're there, but I would think that Pam would let me know if she was there. And I think Ken would definitely let me know if he was there. So that's all I have to go on. I don't believe in that at all. But this guy here does. It says here, filmmaker and journalist Jeremy Corbell says, gone are the days of the stigma on people reporting unexplained phenomenon in the sky. And that's the open door for an in-depth investigation into the search for truth in UFOs. Now, if someone can show me that there's a real well, the UFO wouldn't be a UFO then, right? Because it would be identified. It would be an IFO. But if someone can show me a green character or whatever, whatever they are, whatever they are, I'll buy it then.
Right.
But nobody has ever. Why are they always naked in these pictures? Are they?
You need proof.
Hedonists? They just want to be naked all the time? I mean, I would be cool with that if that's what they're into, but, and I don't have anything against green people.
Right.
This is a shirt that was, okay, there's a guy in Florida named Kevin.
Okay.
And Kevin is a lawyer.
Uh-huh.
And when Breaking Bad was out,
gotcha.
Kevin knows best. You know, Kevin, better call Kevin. And so he had these shirts, and I had him on the show a couple times, and he sent me one.
Gotcha.
And
okay, that makes sense.
And I found this shirt.
I've been looking at it all night.
Well, I have tons of T-shirts, and I only wear about 5 that I like. And I went through it. I was cleaning yesterday because Monday is my clean day.
Right.
And I cleaned the bedroom, and I found all these shirts where it was missing. I found my alien shirt. I have a shirt that has an alien head, and I used to wear that when I was playing music, and I used to wear it when I was wrestling. And it was kind of cool that I found that shirt too. So I found all these shirts that I thought were missing, and because Lisa, when she was doing my laundry, she folded things up real nice, and she put them in a drawer I never used. So
gotcha.
It was nice to find these shirts. I also found another shirt that says, something about I'm in charge and pointing, or she's with me or something like that with an arrow, and then the other one was with an arrow saying I'm in charge or whatever it was. But I got both shirts, and I don't see that ever happening, me wearing either of those. Anyway, it says times have changed, and folks are taking the UFO discussion more seriously. This is how conversations are sparking change and movement towards the truth. I'd like to hear the truth. I would love to know what they know. Part 2 drops Wednesday and features Jeremy sit-down and with whistleblower David Grush talking about the aftermath of testifying in front of Congress last year and about what he saw in his time as an Air Force officer and former intelligence official. The first episode, The Breakthrough, is available now for free on Tubi. Well, I just think that with special effects and stuff, you can make things look like they're really there, and they aren't. So
yeah,
green screens are kind of cool. I'd like to get some in here. So,
yeah, they're pretty cool.
Ken and I were going to do some green screen stuff that was really fun. That we were going to do zombies, dancing with zombies and stuff, and we were both going to. I still would have loved to have seen him dance because he kept saying he was going to dance in that. And I said, that's worth everything. And then I think that's why he left. That's why he died, because he didn't want to dance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to finish that with a dance, and actually I'll pretend that that's him dancing the zombie. I'll make sure he's the zombie dancing. But yeah. All right, next. This is weird. Okay, so if you're a journalist, you're supposed to be right down the middle. You're supposed to be open-minded. You're supposed to be serious about your job, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if you are reporters making a joke, a JFK assassination joke about Donald Trump? Okay, so these reporters are talking about Donald Trump, but they're making a joke about the JFK assassination, saying it would be like Trump. They wanted him to be assassinated. This is a journalist that's doing this. Now, if you're a journalist, you really shouldn't be doing this. You're supposed to be calling it down the middle because you're a journalist.
Right.
So you don't, first off, that's a serious accusation. And people were making, do you remember when they were making kids get in trouble because they would do this? Yeah, that's worse than this. So I think that would be not what you want to do. I would consider, if I was president, I would have them arrested just for making that joke. That's not something that you should be doing. But it says here, they had the mics up, and they didn't know the mics were up. It says Donald Trump just addressed after his court hearing in D.C., and it sounds like he might have not been made aware of the troubling hot mic comments. Just take a listen. And let's see if I'm going to have to listen to it. I didn't listen to it. It was on C-SPAN. So they had their mics on. Let's see what it says.
So we'll let the state handle that, but what a sad situation it is. I want to thank everybody for the fairness. We've been covered very fairly. Most people agree that we're entitled as a president to immunity. If you didn't have immunity, as an example, Joe Biden with the prosecutor.
Well, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, really.
What was that? I don't even know. That was weird. Maybe it's another clip. There's a motorcade. Okay, so they made this comment. This is 1/9, and this was 11/22/63. Man, that's back in the old days when the president was seen in an open car. You don't see that now.
Right.
Well, I wish I would have heard that. I would have liked to have heard that. Oh, maybe this. No. Wait. Here we go. Let's see what TMZ says. Oh, what? We don't need an ad. Quiet. We don't need an ad. Skip the ad.
Made an appearance in a federal appeals court today in D.C.
Which he didn't have to go to, by the way.
Didn't have to go, but he wants to make his case that he feels he should have immunity in the election subversion case. That's, what we knew was going to happen, and he did show up and make that appeal. We don't know what the court is going to decide yet. What's really stunning...
Just one little point, he didn't speak in court. It's
Right.
the lawyers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's best
Had
not
to
to.
make sure the lawyers got
Trump
their...
shouldn't talk.
Okay.
Gets himself in trouble when he
All right,
isn't.
that's fine. But what's really stunning is what happened outside of court, where there were reporters gathered, as you would imagine, awaiting the former president's arrival at the courthouse. Now, you've been in these situations, Harvey.
Many times.
Reporters are standing around.
There's a bunch of microphones together, and they're hot mics because they're feeding this back live to some of the networks. And when you're out there doing it, honestly, you see the microphones; they become background wallpaper.
Yeah. It's just part of where you are. It's just where you are, and you have conversations.
Happens all the time.
This conversation is talk about time and place. This was neither, because they're talking about Trump's arrival. They want to make sure they're in the right position so they can get a good view of him, and then somehow it leads into several not funny references to the assassination of JFK. Listen to this.
You know, the worst part is, even if he has his and he's hanging out of it, he'll be on the other side of the I mean, if he's driving, we've got a good shot. Yeah, if he's driving with the front window open. Yeah, or if it's convertible. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah. Oh, maybe someone, just like they told JFK, you know what you should do? You should take a convertible.
I can't even
It's so nice
imagine.
out.
They thought it was funny.
I can't
now,
even imagine that being
apparently
funny.
the police officers standing there didn't hear it, and even if they did, I don't know that they would take anything from it. We're not suggesting, and by the way, nobody's come forward to admit it. It was them on the mic. There were
Probably
several
smart.
reporters there. We don't know who it was.
That would be a smart thing not to mention it. So you into Jason Momoa?
Yes.
A lot?
Not a super lot, but a little bit, yeah.
Would you do him?
Maybe.
Well, guess what?
Hmm.
He's free.
Ooh.
Jason Momoa files to divorce after 2 years after a split with Lisa Bonet. He's going to be a free man. You never know. He'll be on the hunt. You know, I can't understand what girls like about him. I mean, take away the muscles and the good looks. What do you got? You got bones.
Right.
You know, I think I got bones. Actually, Lisa Bonet's not looking good. She looks like she's too skinny.
Yeah.
Wow, wonder what happened there. I mean, she always was a good-looking girl, but I think she looks too thin there. I don't know. I was told you can't be too thin, though.
True.
I'm 231.
I won't go there.
I don't know if I'm going to get any smaller, though, because I can't. I haven't been trying, but I mean, it's like, it's not coming off like it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I seem to do better when Christine isn't here, because I concentrate. I don't know. I'm heavy into whatever I'm doing, and I'm not thinking about food, and I'm less into what I'm doing. When I'm still into what I'm doing, but I'm just a little less what I'm in, because she's here. I talk to her, and I spend less time. Hi, what do you want? You think you deserve something? Of course you do. I don't have anything. Well, do I? I might have something. What do I have? It's right here. There's nothing in here you want. Oh, there's water. You want water? This is too wet. This is unbelievable. I can't stand it. Here. Now you're going to snub that? Well, then you're not getting anything. So what do you think of that? Because I don't have anything that you want. I know what you want. I don't have them down here. So she'll take what I give her. It says Lisa Bonet is finally is ready to finally end her relationship with Jason Momoa officially, because she just filed for divorce. According to the new court docs, Lisa's asking a judge for dissolution of marriage nearly 2 years after they announced they were splitting up and heading down the road of divorce. He's a monster compared to her. Look how tall he is compared to her.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize he was that tall, or that she's that short. I don't know which one it is, But in her paperwork, she lists the date of separation as October 7th, 2020, which means they've been split up for a little while now. Remember, they got hitched in 2017, so all in all, it sounds like they've enjoyed about 3 years. Probably not 3 years, probably a year or so, and then they started fighting. And then,
Right.
Because that's the way it was with me and my first wife. It was like, first 3 years it seemed okay, and then I realized that it's not okay. Things aren't what they should be. So, I don't know. So they have 2 children. Oh, I like this one child's name. Nakoa Wolf.
Interesting.
That's a cool name. So, anyway, he's going to be available. So you can wrap things up with what you're doing now and get ready. I shouldn't say that. I like your guy. I think
he's such a sweetheart.
He is. All right. We got a couple quick ones we can do here. Sharon Osbourne on having sex with Ozzy. Oh, do we really have to? Really? Your lights are flickering? Uh-oh. Christine says, really? I don't know what she said really to. It could be anything. Could have been anything I said in the past 20 minutes. Let's see here. Okay, do we really have to have sex with Ozzy? Well, I don't know. It must be horrible, I would think. Plus, especially now with him being sick.
Yeah.
But says here, Osbourne, Sharon recently spoke to the Daily Star about her relationship with Ozzy. In the interview, she shared that she's not interested in being intimate with Ozzy as she used to be. No wonder he's out looking for other women. I don't know if he's out there looking for other women now. The ex-Black Sabbath member went through a sex addiction treatment during the marriage. Commenting on her husband's addiction problems, the 71-year-old woman said, now, he was only, it's funny they talk about Black Sabbath. He was only in Black Sabbath like in the 80s.
Right.
Maybe a little bit. Oh, no, the 70s and a piece of the 80s. Then he broke off and he was his own thing from 80-something on. So he was without Black Sabbath more than he was with Black Sabbath. I don't know why they even bring that in because, you know, that'd be like saying me with the former Gasm member. I was only in Gasm for 1 year, and I was in Uncle Sam Band for 30 years. So, yeah, I can't imagine. Like, the music manager also explained how she reacted to being asked for sex after 40 years of marriage. It's like, oh, do we have to? Really? No wonder he was out there. Just 3 years ago, Sharon talked about their active sex life, saying they were intimate twice a week after an episode of The Talk. Twice a week is pretty good for being with someone for a long time like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I think it's funny that after all the infidelities he had, I'm surprised she has sex with him at all. Because, man, I can't imagine being with someone that is constantly cheating on you, and it just it's a horrible thing. So, okay, so let's see here. So I gotta put this in. Hey, what are you trying to do? Huh? What are you trying to do? You think I want to give you more food? No. You gotta keep an eye on that puppy weight there. Copy this, I guess. Yeah, that helps. Copy and paste. When you're married to an entertainer, you know what you're getting into. I don't know. I think she was always a good-looking woman, and the fact that I don't think he. The thing is, with Ozzy, you just don't know why he does what he does.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
Because, like, it wasn't. I wonder how much of it was because he was more. I would have thought that he was more into drugs than he was the women. Is basically what I would think. But I don't know. I don't know much about him other than, you know, he was a slut. So I feel bad for her because she had to put up with that for all those years, and the fact that she stuck with him all these years, that says a lot for her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right. So next, what is all these things open? What's open? All these. What are these? My RIPs. Why are they all open?
Uh-huh.
Geez, I'm gonna have to close a bunch of windows here. Oh, why are they open over here? These RIPs shouldn't even be. He did the women while he was taking drugs. He did the drugs while he was taking women. Yeah, okay, that might be it. So these are all the things I closed before. Why are they opened again? Well, that's weird. Okay, so this should not be opening. That should not be opening. Okay. Oh, should have talked about that while I was open. Oh, I did mention it though. Okay. All right, now. What are all these Facebook things open? What is it? These things opened up for something. They opened themselves up. I don't need these open. Okay, that should be it. Oh, I closed our window that that had our thing on it. Doesn't matter at this time because we're getting close to the end. But
you're all discombobulated.
Yeah, my back hurts. Okay, open up so we can have the graphic here. I'll do this one. Put this one in. There we go. Now, next thing. This is a weird one. David Lee Roth. Now, he is somebody who I admired back in the day.
Right.
But after watching the Van Halen breaking the band, I don't know if I really admire him as much as I did. But apparently, David Lee Roth responds to Metallica fans after recent criticism. David Lee Roth had previously received backlash after using Metallica's Enter Sandman in a YouTube video. Now it seems that the former singer of Van Halen has managed to win Metallica fans' hearts as he used the track again in another video and received nothing but praise. So why would he use Metallica's Enter the Sandman? It says here the rocker recently shared a video named Metal Fu Part 1, and he showed off his martial arts skills. But in the background, he played Enter Sandman. So I would have thought that I would have used the Van Halen song or one of his songs, but and generally, I'm surprised he got away with it anyway because YouTube is such a prick when it comes to using other people's material.
Right.
I should know because they used to hammer me all the time on it, and at times I still get things. Actually, one of the videos that I played tonight got a copyright strike. And that should have been a freebie. Well, it said it's not a copyright strike. It said they either want to be monetized, which might as well be a copyright strike, or it might be, or it could be just for analytics. And the thing is, I won't know, but at least they didn't get me a copyright strike. But I still got.
Now, how do you know that it was?
Because I get an email that says on this video you won't be monetized, or on this video you got a strike, or whatever it is. It's horrible.
They send it to you right away?
Yep. Right. I mean, because it hit something that the analytics are. I don't really quite understand it totally, but it has to do with the way that it analyzes copyrights and all that stuff. It said that somebody had already. I mean, I just put the in. I just put it in like an hour before, and I had already gotten a strike from it, or whatever. It didn't get a strike. I didn't get it. Didn't have to worry about it being a strike, but I did. I always have to worry about that. But it should have been nothing because I paid for that.
Right.
So it shouldn't even been a question. So, hi Mary, Happy New Year. All right. So next, so that's his thing. He made a kung fu video and played Metallica's Enter the Sandman. I just think it's funny that he wouldn't use one of his own songs, and
yeah, really,
because they had a lot of like songs I think that were pretty cool. And all right, Paul Stanley. This is interesting. Oh, by the way, Sebastian Bach. You know, he was the lead singer for Skid Row.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this. He says Paul Stanley had a valid excuse to use backing vocals, according to Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach, by the way, was the last video in all that group, and it told me how crazy he is. So
interesting.
Whew, that show is so cool. You're going to like that show because they talk about so many. I think it's. I'll tell you the one I found most interesting.
Okay.
Twisted Sister.
Okay.
Do you know who they are? They dress like women and these big men. These they wait. Let me bring them up so you can see how they dressed. Okay, so these guys, they dressed. Let's see if I can find a better picture though. I don't. All right, here's Dee Snider. Oh, here's Dee Snider. Here's Dee Snider. Here's Dee Snider. Okay, Dee Snider's here. Okay, let's pull up images. Let's pull up images. Come on. All right. Now let's do this. Okay, now let's pull up images. Okay, come on, pull up images. There we go, images. Okay, so this is what Twisted Sister looked like.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and they dressed kind of. This is in the '80s. Okay, they came out dressed like this. Now you got a 6'4" guy, a couple of guys that are 6 something, and they're dressed like this, and they're playing really heavy rock. Now, I'm not going to tell you too much about it because I know you'll like watching it. But
I just looked through like all the seasons and seeing what bands
I've got the whole list right here because I was going to tell you. I was going to go over it, but you said let's wait so you can watch a couple. So
I'm interested in the Spice Girls. Like I listened
that was
to
really
them.
really interesting. I didn't know much about them, but it was interesting. Twisted Sister, Dee Snider is the guy in the middle, and he is the guy that does the narration of all of the bands that broke up.
Okay.
So when he was doing Twisted Sister, you see they cut to him talking on the microphone. He said, "I was kind of an asshole." He actually admits to being a jerk.
The other ones are the first episode, the Beatles. I'm going to look. Fleetwood Mac. The Beach Boys.
Oh.
Those are the ones.
They are really.
Those are the ones I'm excited to.
They are crazy. You wouldn't have ever guessed all the stuff that happened. Guns N' Roses we knew about from some of the stuff that went on in the news, but the stuff like Fleetwood Mac, I only knew about some of that
New
stuff
Kids
because.
on the Block.
Oh yeah, all of it. These things are so crazy, and the early ones. Simon and Garfunkel's in there, and like. Did you ever wonder what happened to Garfunkel?
AC/DC, I'm excited
It's really good stuff. It's even if you don't like the band.
Def Leppard, I'm excited.
Yes, I just saw that one. Like I said, even if you didn't like the band or didn't know the band, by the time you're done watching,
those are the ones just scrolling through. I'm really excited to watch.
Go in order. Just go in order. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. Even the ones you don't know, you will know by the time you're done. And it's so fascinating because playing with band members, we all have our quirks. I'm just notoriously good looking and intelligent, but I don't have any quirks. But every band member has quirks.
Right.
And when you see these quirks, the one with David Lee and Eddie Van Halen, they were at each other's throats all the time, and it's just crazy stuff because you see these concerts and you say, "Oh wow, these guys are good." Van Halen in concert, not good.
Right.
I love Van Halen, but David Lee, he was a heavy drinker. Constantly forgot the lyrics. If you're playing live, you don't want to forget the lyrics. And he even says when I forgot the lyrics, I mumbled. He would tell the audience, "I forgot the lyrics." You don't say that to people. You don't want, you do, because people pay money to see these things.
Right.
So that's just a preview of that one. But that's Twisted Sister. Dee Snider's the guy that talks about all of the things. And it's really cool. Twisted Sister, they were cool. They were a great band, and I enjoyed their music and stuff. In fact, I used to do a couple of their songs, and I'd like to do a couple of their songs again. And the songs I used to do were not the popular songs.
Right.
I used to like some of their slower stuff. All right, next. Oh, yeah, Paul Stanley. So it's not a secret that bands use backing tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not a secret. I mean, especially with the pop stars out there, they don't play live for a lot of the stuff because, A, there's video screens. They got to sync to something. B, you can't have 4 people doing the sounds of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is they want to pre-mix it, and sometimes the band isn't playing at all, and it's all backing tracks. And in the thing with Kiss, as you get older, you don't sing the same as you did 40 years ago.
Right.
And so you can't hit those notes, those high notes and stuff. So to do a backing track is the only way you're going to get Paul Stanley to sound like Paul Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the situation. And Sebastian Bach, even though he's a lunatic, he has a tremendous range. He sings 3 octaves. That's a lot. I can't go anywhere near that. But he's a great singer.
Right.
But he explains that that the only way you're going to see. But I'm telling you that just from knowing that that a lot of these bands don't play live, or they have parts that they have to. Like a lot of the times, the drummer will have earpieces in, and he can hear the click track, so he can play along, so that it matches the video screens.
Yeah.
Because these video screens, they got to match something.
Right.
So that's the reason why he doesn't. But it says here the Skid Row singer approved of the backing tracks, and I don't have a problem with it either. You're there to see the band, and you want to hope that they're playing, but who cares? It's like wrestling.
Right.
It's like pro wrestling. You want to believe what you see is real, and that's what it comes down to. So I just found that interesting that Skid Row, of all people, that guy, after watching his video, he really turned out to be a loser when it came to doing things the right way. And he even admits that he did the wrong things. And it's funny watching his look, because he's now, we're now probably maybe 40 years from when he started. He was, they were picked up by Bon Jovi, and they were backing Bon Jovi. When Bon Jovi was coming out, they needed a band to open for him, and Skid Row was the big band that was opening for him.
Oh, wow.
And Skid Row didn't like Sebastian either. They just had him because he was such a good vocalist. I don't know. It's crazy seeing that stuff. But like, I love that show. That show is just so cool. And it's crazy because you think everything looks great. It looks like everybody's doing what they're supposed to do because that's what we see on the outside. But the outside is not always what you see, what's real. And I found that was the case in a lot of the stuff that they do. So, yeah. Okay. So next. Okay, so next we got, I don't know if this is true, but it was on the same website, Robert Fripp. Now, you probably don't know Robert Fripp because he played in a band called King Crimson. And King Crimson in the 70s was they were like Pink Floyd before Pink Floyd became Pink Floyd. And they did this, an album called In the Court of the Crimson King.
Okay.
I love that album. It was a really cool album. Anyway, they had ZZ Top opening for them.
Interesting.
And they suspected that Billy Gibbons sabotaged them on that concert.
Hmm.
Because while they were playing, I think they said that, it says they found that, okay, here we go. 20 years later, I learned that ZZ Top pulled the power on their gig so that they couldn't play their job. And Gibbons was, ZZ Top was he opening for him? Did he open for him, or did he? I think he opened for him. Or no, yeah, Gibbons and ZZ Top opened for King Crimson. It says here, Billy Gibbons and ZZ Top. King Crimson was supporting ZZ Top. Oh, so King Crimson opened for them.
Mm-hmm.
And when we came on, roughly 20 minutes in, the sound completely died, and we didn't know why. And they found out that Billy Gibbons, they feel it was Billy Gibbons, pulled the plug on the power. And you'll find when you watch ZZ Top, that might be true. And that's really sad because I don't want to believe that. ZZ Top is another one of my favorite bands, and I don't want to believe that. And so, you just don't know what these guys are capable of doing. Mm-hmm. And you want to believe that they are all clean cut and they are all looking out for each other, but that's not necessarily the case. And it's really sad when you find that your heroes don't always play by the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, you're really making me anxious to go home and watch this.
I know. I couldn't stop watching it. And a couple of those, most of them are 44 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple of them were an hour and a half.
Oh.
I think the AC/DC was an hour and a half. And I want to say there were a couple that were an hour and a half. They couldn't do it in the 40 minutes because they just have so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazing. I hope that the reason the last episodes were less, I'm hoping, was because the season's not over yet. Because I don't want it to end. I want to see more. I want to see what else they're going to do out there. And when you have people like Foreigner, I never knew half the stuff that was going on in Foreigner, and I just think it was really interesting, some of the stuff that they were talking about, and I don't have to talk about those. I'm going to skip those because those were kind of, they're okay. Let me see what I have in the last section though, because I know we're actually over, but we started late, so I'm going to go a little later. But there was some stuff I wanted to make sure I did. Okay. I went and eliminated everything from last year, so we're starting fresh this year.
Nice.
Let's see if there's anything that has to be. Okay, I'll do that next week. I don't know if you know about this, but a driver crashed into the White House.
Really?
The White House gate. Says the driver was taken into custody Monday after crashing into the White House exterior gate. A Secret Serviceman talked about it. The driver collided with the gate shortly before 6 p.m. The police cleared the vehicle in less than 2 hours. It's just really strange to think about that.
Wow.
Biden was not at the White House at the time of the crash. It says Biden was in South Carolina for a campaign event. And it says traffic was impacted near 15th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue. So that was kind of interesting because, oh, there you go. There's the car.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he was, I think it said that there was something, he had health problems, mental health problems.
Mm-hmm.
He's under evaluation. He was taken into custody. Found that interesting because why would you do that? I mean, you're not going to get through if you're just a Joe Blow with a car.
Right.
Because that's pretty well secured. You're not going to get in there. And so I don't know. That was, I'm glad he didn't get through, but that kind of stuff is really stupid. And then the next one was, well, this one, I can use that for next week. Let's see. I want to do stuff that's time sensitive. I do have the top good things that happened and bad things that happened in the United States.
Ooh.
And I'll do that next week.
Okay.
Because I figure that's, that's like top 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 good things, 4 bad things. But just kind of thought that would be kind of cool to go over. And then this one I got to do. This one was funny. Ex-con busted for New Year's Day dildo battery. So he got mad at his girlfriend, and he decided that he was going to, she said something about being limp dick and in need of Viagra. So the ex-con retrieved a pink dildo from the bedroom shelf and battered his girlfriend with a sex toy. God. I think I would have used something other than a dildo, because now he's going to be known as the dildo guy. But yeah, he wasn't very nice, I guess, and she wasn't very nice to say that. But he's the loser in this whole thing, because she got battered with a dildo. So and he's going to be known as the dildo assault man or something. Oh man, these people are just insane. And that didn't let me do Facebook. It said server error. Oh, well, that's weird. All right, well, I better copy that and put it on my page, since I think that's got to be covered. With the news, we're supposed to cover this stuff. See if it did. I did hit the button. I don't know if it did it or not. See if it did it. Didn't do it. Nope. Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't want to. The dildo assault. What a way to get us in trouble. All right, next, let's see, did that one. And we got, oh, here we go. Man tried to steal Waffle House tattoo.
Oh, jeez.
So this guy went to the tattoo place, and he paid he was supposed to pay $250 for a tattoo. And he reportedly was under the influence when he got the Waffle House tattoo on his right calf. And while the restaurant's chain emblem is yellow and black, his was 5 inches wide and was gray and black, since he didn't want to pay the additional $100 for the yellow ink. Wonder why would they pay $100 for yellow ink? Anyway, there it is. There's the Waffle House.
No.
He didn't want to pay for it, so he walked out without paying for it. So he got arrested. There are all kinds of people out there.
Seriously.
I'm not a tattoo guy at all, but if I was getting a tattoo, I can't imagine it being a Waffle House tattoo.
No.
That was a funny one. People are crazy. So we'll have to put that in Facebook too, because that's funny. Wait, can I do it? Let's see if it'll let me do it. Or if it's going to give me, say it gave me the crash again. Okay, it didn't. Why aren't you doing this? It's not letting me do it. Come on. You gotta do it. Gotta do it. You know, let me do it. Are we having an issue here? Gotta do it. Well, it did that. Well, it didn't do that, though. Okay, let's try it again. Paste. There we go. That one's right. Well, maybe the other one didn't go through because it didn't find anything. Yeah, that one went through. So why didn't this go through? It's really weird. Darn it. Reload site. Okay, reload it. Keep going. That didn't make it. So we didn't do that for some reason. Okay. Second chance. saw it. Okay. Boom. Come on. You can do it. Yay, we did it that time. Okay. So we got that one. We got this one here. Christmas tree attacker. She got busted for assaulting her boyfriend. 5 days after allegedly beating up her boyfriend with a Christmas tree, a Florida woman hit the same victim with a glass vase on New Year's Day. This is a woman I don't want to be out with.
Seriously.
She obviously can't hold her liquor, and so that's kind of weird that I wouldn't be around with. If a woman takes a swing at me, I'm out. I did have that happen. One of the women that I was with would try to get me to hit her because she felt that she could get me put in jail. So she would try to get me to hit her, and that's when I knew. Hey, how you doing, Darrell? So, so this is a woman that, and actually she told me I was going to spend Christmas in jail. That was my first realization that things weren't going well, and so, did that work or not? Did it work or not? Why didn't it work? It didn't work. What the? Put it in. Come on. I think I have one more that I'll do. Yeah. No, that's the that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's why. That's why I saw it again. Copy. So let's cut this out. I don't want that. Not that one. This one here is the right one. There we go. Okay. Boom. And this is the last, I think it's, this is the last one. This one, this is sad. American treasure hunter, or amateur treasure hunter, plunges 130 feet to his death in a hole he dug inside his home.
Oh!
Yeah, sometimes you shouldn't go after that extra piece of whatever it is that you were searching for, because it's going to mean serious issues. And is it really worth losing your life over? And this guy, maybe it was. Maybe he had a girlfriend that beat him up on New Year's and Christmas too. Maybe it was the same guy. All right, here we go. Where are we at? It says here, I can't even pronounce his name. Hoao Pimenta. A man died after falling 130 feet hole he dug under his kitchen floor after dreaming there was gold buried under his property in Brazil. He lost his balance Thursday afternoon and plunged into the massive pit he excavated, which ended up being as tall as a 12-story building.
Oh.
Neighbors told media outlets that following... Oh, hey. I didn't say that. I didn't say go forward. Whoa, stop. Okay. Oh, hey, we can see a video of it. That'd be more fun. Let's watch the video. Wait, stop. Oh, you pig. Start it over again. Because it shows the hole. Okay. Come on. This is the story here, I guess. Oh, we got Realtor.com. Now we got Realtor.com. I don't need Realtor.com. I have a house. Okay, there we go. Now, as soon as the Realtor.com is over, did you ever read my script you sent? Trying to think if I remember reading any scripts. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, it says a man in Brazil died after falling. How did he open a 130-foot hole under his kitchen?
And then fall.
Well, falling would be one thing, but how in the world did he do it? How do you get down there to bring the dirt up? That's the thing that I would wonder about. Because that would be, after dreaming there was gold buried in his property. There's gold in them thar hills. He became obsessed with digging the ultimately deadly hole after a prophetic dream. One neighbor told them he had tried to advise the elderly man against digging the hole, but the man was convinced he would reach gold if he continued. Well, he reached something, his death.
Right.
I can't even imagine how you would do that, how you would do a hole that big. The neighbor even said that in recent days, he spoke of finding dynamite to blow up a larger rock that had been hindering his prospecting mission. Could you imagine throwing dynamite down your hole and then it would blow up your whole house? People are crazy. Look at the hole. He recently had taken to paying workers to help him dig the hole, offering up to $500 to help him with his excavation. 120 feet down. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I just don't even know what to think about something like that, other than people are nuts. All right. Well, I guess that's the last story. So that kind of was a nice way to end. A man in his hole. So that's crazy. All right.
Talk about more than 6 feet under.
Oh man, that's just insane. Well, I think this was a good first show back.
Yeah.
And next week we can talk about Breaking the Band. We'll take a couple bands. Whatever you watched is what we'll talk about. Just tell me what you watched, and I'll make sure I have my notes ready for them.
Okay.
And it'll be fun. I think that'll be a fun way to drag that 4 seasons out.
Yeah.
And you won't have to be rushed. Just watch whatever you can and tell me which ones you watch.
I want to joke with you. Have your death pool list ready?
Okay.
You're going to give me homework, I'll give you homework.
I will have it ready for that. As long as we don't have 6 deaths for me to do videos of, that should be easy to do. So, all right. Well, I'm glad everybody made it for our first show. And I will check on those scripts. I'm trying to remember what scripts you sent me. I might miss your lives as I have class Tuesday nights doing every single... Oh, good. Do camera. Yeah. I love to write, and I have to write and star in them. I want you to get really ready for directing and all that stuff, because I'm going to need a director in my upcoming things. And if I have someone right out of school who's cheap, that's the perfect plan.
There you go.
So, yeah. I want to,
all the fresh knowledge.
Yes, that would be awesome. So, all right. Thank you for watching, and we will talk to you next week, or not, if you're going to be in class. And
have a good week.
Yeah, that too. I will talk to you later.
She's gonna be okay.